And good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on what corner of the world you are in. Hello to our European friends. We're finally doing it. We're finally doing a European-friendly stream here. It is...
Hey, I've been doing European-friendly streams like all week long.
Quiet blood. It is 7:45 in the morning here in Southern California. I am Brandon Jones. This is Daniel Bloodworth. We got Kyle Bossman. We got Michael Damiani, who will be joining us shortly, who is over there at the controls. And we are prepping for the Paris Games Week 2017 Sony Press Conference. We're not 100% sure exactly how this is going to roll out. We assume in 15 minutes they're going to begin a pre-show. We have had predictions, rumors, ramblings that the pre-show is going to be
not just
hot.
They're adding a little extra 6 minutes.
We got the extra 6 minutes, so we're doing a countdown 20 minutes.
8:06.
Until we get some kind of a pre-show.
That's funny. That's funny. We were just talking yesterday at church about like what do we do when you have to start 5 to 7 minutes late because the live stream audience doesn't know what's happening.
You got to have the spot.
There you go. You put an extra 6 minutes on your start time.
Is there a please stand by with a looping animation at the church? Is there? Is everyone just kind of hanging on?
No, we don't have
something?
an animation, unfortunately. It is a static image, so that's something we can do.
I think there's plenty we can learn from the production values put forth by Sony. I mean, maybe we could talk about the pre-show. I mean, it's not necessarily games related, but like this is an interesting trend that Sony has been doing.
An hour-long pre-show, dude?
I remember about to go into the press conference at E3 and looking at a television because they were doing their pre-show and they talked a lot about the Until Dawn pseudo-sequel.
Yeah.
And that was, I think to date, some of the only gameplay I've ever seen of that game.
Hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
that was the announcement of that, yeah.
So I would not be surprised if they focused on something. Again, everyone that's resubbing and subbing, thank you so much. We're not going to be super chat focused here because there's so much
Check, mic, check. I am just
news
talking
to get
quietly.
through.
Yeah. So what we saw of their pre-show for E3 is hosted, and so we won't go completely silent during the pre-show because it's kind of weird to talk over other people with microphones hosting their own show. But we will definitely turn down, put headphones on for any reveal trailers. Absolutely.
But yeah, chat's a little bit ahead of us. 7 new games are supposedly going to have an all-new game announcements for PlayStation 4 and PSVR. Nothing on Vita, sadly. Probably happening today. And I want to... This narrative, it's got me on the edge of my seat that E3 was apparently only half the story.
Yeah.
So I think there's...
What?
That's what Sony's saying.
There's a direct quote from okay,
story.
there's 2 words I want to focus on from that sentiment. First, half.
Mm-hmm.
Half.
No.
Half?
Well, E3 wasn't that much. If you think about what they announced at E3.
From Sony, yeah, it was a lot of
Yeah.
catch up. It was a lot of seeing progress on sequels and franchises that we were familiar with.
Right.
Getting a little DLC update on Horizon, stuff like that. That not yet. Isn't that raw? Monster Hunter Worlds.
Right. Actually, I don't know if they announced anything at E3.
Monster Hunter Worlds. Remember that was the big. That was the big blow up.
You're
That was their
right,
big. And then the final.
So if we get one
gameplay
one
blowout
big game
from
announcement
Spider-Man.
today, that's half the story.
Yeah. The other one is story. I think is an interesting word to focus on. So there's a narrative going on that I guess it does not include PSX. I guess the Paris Games Week and E3 are 2 halves of a story. And like PSX is just like the epilogue, or what? I don't know.
That's a fan event.
That's like the M. Night Shyamalan twist is the PSX.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess does that mean that we're going to be focusing more on big announcements today, and then maybe we'll get PSX will be kind of more like E3, get like another little Spider-Man gameplay demo, get a little
Definitely some So do
more
you want
God
to go
of War
into
or
it? Do you want to go into my Spider-Man guesses?
We said the word. We said Spider-Man.
Is Spider-Man gonna be in Paris at any point?
No. Spider-Man's a New Yorker. I think we're going to see Peter Parker today.
Okay.
That's my guess. Well, that's what I would like to see. If we're talking about what I would like to see out of a Spider-Man demo, I'd like to see Peter Parker, and I think that's today.
That just gives me more weight to think he would be in Paris.
Wait, why?
He'd be, like a transfer student or something.
No. This is adult Peter Parker
Okay.
in Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
He's an adult. He's a full-grown adult.
So now I'm thinking,
What?
Now I'm just piecing the whole thing out how I want it to go in my head now, because I didn't really think about that we don't know what their Peter Parker looks like.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. It'd be fun if we had like a crime scene and something happens, explosion or something, and there's a huge crowd. And the crowd, all reacts to it, and you're just going through the crowd, and you're like, no, and then it finally stops on one kid, like in the crowd, looking.
Or
at
maybe
everybody and then sneaks off.
lower the camera.
Yeah. There it is. Oh, now I'm getting all excited.
Yeah, I'm really
Over
excited.
this dumb character model. I'm like,
Well, oh, excuse me. It's something, Jones.
Yeah.
It's something. And it is what I mean, the more general conversation you had is pretty interesting about what you save for E3, what you save for Paris Games Week, and what you save for PSX. They're spread thin. That's 3 big shows. And to come up big at all 3 is pretty crazy.
Speaking of savings, we got 2 games that are just chomping at the bit. They're at the gate. They're ready to go. Call of Duty and Star Wars Battlefront we're getting very soon.
Yes.
And we'll probably just get a generic launch trailer, maybe like the kickoff of the launch trailer.
So here's what I was thinking about on my drive over, Jones. I miss the good old fashioned Call of Duty gameplay demo. Do you remember those used to be events?
Yeah.
And it was not that long ago, and now they totally aren't. It's not. Maybe they recognize it's not a big part of it. I would love for that gameplay demo, that in the interest of time type demo, that E3 type demo that we've never gotten for World War II. And to me,
I feel like personally, because I haven't like followed the game that directly, I don't really know that much about it.
the story, you mean?
Yeah. And I've gotten the emails. I know that like they blitzed out a whole bunch of stuff like right back to back to back. But yeah, like you're saying, like it wasn't in one of those big press conferences, so it's kind of a different situation.
Yeah, we saw it at TGS. They actually had a story trailer.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Again, that's another one. They have to do TGS as well. They're just spread out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd just love to see that. We're playing it. We're playing this game right now. Here's what a mission of this game feels like.
But we're so close to launch. I'd be surprised if anything is really like a takeaway from it. You know, like I don't think we're gonna be talking about COD in an hour, whenever this whole thing.
You think there's no
and a
Call
half.
of Duty in this entire presentation?
No, I just don't think we're gonna be talking about it. You know,
Afterward, you mean?
I just don't think there's anything in there that like, oh, what I really want to talk about is that crazy, Doc Brown spider monster that came out.
Okay.
In that Call of Duty trailer.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think it's just gonna be a very generic, maybe tons of shots we've seen before. Maybe a little like multiplayer splash, but as far as announcements go,
the reviews aren't far off. That game's coming quick.
November
and the same
4th.
thing with Battlefront. I think that turkey's cooked. It's ready. It's ready to be chopped up
Again,
and served.
Jones, I would love to see a gameplay demo. I'd love to see a mission of that game.
Battlefront's also a game where, they can do the dirty, show off the DLC kind of thing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is all free. It's all free. Wait, yeah. I guess at around this time before launch, they announced Jakku last game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, prep.
They're like, this is gonna be free
that first
DLC.
chapter, yeah.
So yeah, maybe they have some sort of announcement of some episode 8 stuff.
And they can't play the free up too much because they've said that a lot. That all of the DLC.
They can't play it up too much.
Well,
That's
I mean,
gonna
they
be their main
Well, they
sell,
can't
man.
announce it. They can't be like,
yeah.
and we're exclusively here on the Paris Games Week stage. All the DLC will be free. It's like, well, we know that now. So their expectations, man. EA is like worst enemy.
Yeah.
Anything else from EA? We got some Sony love, of course. We got their own exclusive titles. I don't see. Wait, where is it? There it is. Days Gone. Yeah.
Is that what you want to talk about first?
Well, I feel like it's me. I feel like I'm the lone. It's kind of where I was at with Horizon. A lot of people were pretty lukewarm on Horizon before it came out.
And we were all wrong.
I will not make the claim that I think Days Gone is gonna be as good as Horizon, but I'm excited. I'm excited, but I don't know if I necessarily need. I don't know what's like the next piece of information I need from Days Gone.
I feel like Days Gone has been a hard sell because I think Days Gone is very much a systems game over a story game.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Like, it's going to be one of these things where it's like, it's your individual stories, right? It's the things that, like, you went around this corner and then this thing happened that didn't happen to anybody else. And that's hard to show on stage, Like, that's something that's, like, the community that gets into that games will start talking and they'll have a lot of buzz once people start getting into it and seeing how all these things interact. But showing that in the short term in a quote-unquote controlled vertical slice, it's very difficult. And they try to do it at E3 where they showed like the one version of the demo on stage and then another version like behind closed doors and then released later to the public.
Different times of day, different weather. Yeah.
Different enemy patterns and stuff like that. But it's hard to totally get why that's exciting until you're fully engaged in that world.
It is interesting, Jones. I wasn't thinking we'd see it, but I realize we're in November now, right? No, it's the end of October. It's almost November.
This week is November.
Yeah, it's almost November. We don't know what Sony's plans are for their big games in the next year.
Yeah.
And December is almost too late to wait. So it'd be cool to see a release date for Days Gone, for God of War, for Spider-Man, at least to know the order of those 3 games, maybe just months. But it is interesting to know that we don't know when those games are coming out. I think we know God of War might be the earliest, but again, I don't think we know approximately when to like even expect those.
What would you want to see from a Days Gone? Yeah, it is kind of like a No Man's Sky situation where like there is, you know, I think some of the greatest moments in that game will come from hours and hours of investment in something and then seeing it pay off.
I think their next big reveal for it, and this is just guessing, it could not happen, but if there is multiplayer, that would be it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But like
With
imagine
game,
that
though,
world with
I feel
multiplayer.
like multiplayer would have to be pretty limited, like almost like a Dark Souls or MGS kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to like lay traps for people, and then they fall in my tripcards and stuff like that.
Traps would be great. Actually, that's one of the things that I really dug in Dark Souls 2 was there was the Covenant where you basically laid traps for people, and they didn't realize going through the first playthrough that they were in like a PvP situation. You know.
So you don't even have to invade to lay a trap for someone else?
Yeah, it was just
That's
like this
cool.
one specific section of the game.
That's funny.
And
kinda
the
Watch
more you
Dogs
did
style.
it, the more traps that you unlocked, and like it just got to be really crazy. So yeah, I could see something like that being cool.
Yeah. But yeah, again, Jones, like that's like when you ask for like big reveals, things to show in a show, I think multiplayer reveal would be big. Maybe like your character is customizable, like demonstrating that would be a big deal. But yeah, I think multiplayer would be the biggest thing to show.
Well, it's interesting because he's modeled after an actor, so I wonder if I don't know about character customization. Maybe in
I
a
mean like
multiplayer
his
mode,
gear,
though.
like I got
sure.
a different leather jacket on, or
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
a weird like flannel shirt or something like that.
Because I think leaning on the story too much for that game is not a good idea. Because I don't really care.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
I'm
like
not-
I miss my blonde wife.
I
It's
kind of
like, all right, man.
I kind of want to make that world what I'm going to make of it. Yeah, and I don't necessarily need like a lot of backstory. It's kind of like Ghost Recon Wildlands having like a huge backstory for like just one character.
Wait, did it?
No, and it was smart.
Oh, okay,
you know?
cool.
It's like
Yeah.
if they had done that. I tell you, a demo I need a fresh, and I know we've seen some new stuff in trailers, some new story moments. We've seen a couple characters that they haven't really like showcased that much, but like I need some brand new Detroit Become Human scenario that we can see play out. Similar to, I just need another pool on the rooftop with the guy with the girl on the edge, just like another scene like that.
So they've been holding off on showing Kara. Kara's
Yeah.
the third playable character,
Right.
and they've still not shown her yet and what her gameplay element is.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's probably gonna be today. They will, like this is the time, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's time for this game to come out, for one. Like, it's been shown for a long time. Mm-hmm. And it's been shown with some of the same demos across multiple years.
Yeah, I think that was the vibe I got at E3 when I saw that demo again. Like, ooh. And some people were like, "Oh, this is an interesting demo," and I'm like, "You haven't seen this demo. You were kind of interested in this game, and you really have not seen how this plays out." Like,
Well, the new one at E3 was the Cars one, the one in the streets.
Yeah.
But
Which
they
is the
call
one
it
making the
action
rounds,
one.
you know, the one that everyone.
But the other one is
most
more.
people were getting their
I
hands
like the
on.
other one more. The one where you are a detective. The one you have seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. It's actually it's kind of funny because I was I had the radio on coming over here, and they were talking about like the difficulty of like raising your kids with Alexa, you know, and like how that influences how they interact with people and stuff like that, and how you have to start like thinking about like how do you teach your kids what to do with
Kyle's
this
confused.
thing?
He's
Yeah,
like,
what is difficult because the kids get whatever they want from Alexa? Is that the idea?
Yeah, or like you're talking about a 4-year-old like literally thinks there's a little woman inside of that machine.
Oh, okay.
And so so like they really do treat it like it's a person in a way.
That's just dumb though, right? That's just a dumb kid. That's just.
I can see a young Kyle.
No,
getting
I
suckered.
think like when you're that age, it's like it's hard to
We wanna make
understand those
friends.
boundaries.
We had
yeah.
stuff that talked to us when we were 4 years old, and we didn't think like, oh, there's a living thing inside of my toy.
Teddy Ruxpin was alive.
Yeah, they're kids will think that things that don't talk to them are alive and real.
Sure, all right.
But yeah, so I mean, seeing more of those kind of dynamics, or would be funny. Like this is a game where I think it would be funny to have some kind of like product integration, like even if it's not Alexa by name. If there was something like that in the game that that played off of it to like really like bring it to what our reality is right now. Yeah, I think there are interesting things there.
That's what sci-fi's all about, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of sci-fi, there's got to be something sci-fi on here. Oh, I mean, we don't have Huber, and this is it.
Hold on, Jones. That transition.
I'm gonna set up a transition here. It's gonna be great.
There's gotta be something sci-fi coming.
It's like I'm ready to swat the ball, but I'm not even sure if I threw the ball up there. We have no Huber here today. We have a big day of streaming ahead of us. We got. Should we read this, Damiani? Big Sony announcement.
Patrick Klepek is scoops.
Patrick
You can
Klepek
read
is-
that.
it's-
You can read that.
I'll believe anything he
Yeah.
says
Big
at this
Sony
point.
announcement today. Been hearing this for a while. Lower your expectations for PSX. Most of that news has moved over here.
Wow. So you know what? I think they felt E3. I think they felt the backlash from E3.
They
No.
did.
I think that's what that means.
They very much did because just when I was at E3, like waiting to get into my demos and stuff, like, yeah, PR was having that conversation with journalists. Like, hey, things like we got kind of this weird lukewarm reception. We thought that like we put out what we could for, the show. Like they wanted feedback. They wanted to know like, okay, what did you expect? What did you want more of? So it's interesting to me that this is becoming a focal point for them because without these Sony conferences the past couple of years, I wouldn't have known that Paris Games Week was happening. I don't feel like that had been a news story.
I think it was like 2015 or 14, the first time they said we're going to do a press conference there instead of Gamescom.
Yeah.
And now it's a whole thing.
Traditionally Gamescom was always huge. I was always at those Sony Gamescom conferences, and that's where they would, reveal the slim PS3 and things like that. I remember Resistance 3 was revealed really kind of sneakily one year.
At Gamescom?
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
we were just like up there. We thought that just about everything was over. They're just showing whatever random trailers for stuff we didn't care about, and then it was like, what's this? What is it? Rich Brown, what is this thing?
It was Resistance 3.
Yeah.
Cool game. And also, I mean, like PT, best Gamescom moment for sure. And so I kind of wonder if this press conference will have no repeated trailers. Can we make that guess right now?
We'll not have what? Oh, so we're not
All new trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jones, you're like,
You
obviously.
think there was a high chance we were going to get repeated trailers?
TGS has repeats. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't think
okay.
Sony would repeat anything. I wouldn't
Yeah.
put it past a third party to have something that we'd seen in the last week or two. But
Sure.
I don't think there's been that many big trailers recently.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely seeing some cutscenes from Battlefront and Call of Duty that I've seen several times before.
Should we make guesses about Klepek's big Sony announcement? Like they said 7 games for PS4 and PSVR.
Right.
I think including PSVR there's going to be like 6 PSVR games and 1 PS4 game maybe. You know what I mean? Like it's just
I wonder if
they
Sucker
might not all be
Punch's thing
huge.
is a PSVR game.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Sucker
our
Punch, right?
top our top wish or dream
because
from today potentially.
Because they did a lot of work on Infamous, and they got a brilliant engine up and running. And you would think that a typical production cycle that they would just leverage that, get another bigger, more robust game out 2 years afterwards, and instead we just haven't seen anything.
yeah. What was it? Last Light came out like a few months
Oh
later.
yeah, but that was like a standalone DLC essentially.
Yeah, and what's cool though is that that game came out in 2013. Was that launch year?
It was close. I don't know if it was quite launched. It might have been a couple months later.
Right, I think it was the first few months of the next year. You're right. So 2014. It's been a long time, like you said. The engine's great, and they actually they updated that game for Pro, despite its age. I think Sucker Punch is definitely working on a new game. Well, everybody knows they are, but like it's ready to pop, right? It's ready to come out of the oven.
Chad is saying the
That'd be my
7
guess.
games will be in the pre-show.
Yeah, people have been saying that. Like,
No.
I haven't. I
More than
feel
one
like there's a
person in chat is
misreading of
saying
that
that.
statement,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
I
We'll see.
do. I want to call shenanigans.
But I
on
mean,
that.
I'm seeing Chad talk a lot about. We have some other games to focus on, but I've seen Chad bringing up PSVR a lot, and I think that's the thing. Like, we get so excited with the new game announcements. Like, oh, can they announce
First
a
Light,
brand new video game? And we know like they're focusing less on indie games than they have been in the past. But I mean, 4 of those games could just be weird PSVR games. You know, it could just be like
PlayLink as well.
Well, clue us in. What are you expecting from PlayLink?
I mean, I don't know what I'm expecting, but Sony has been experimenting with that. You had a hidden agenda, and there's that trivia game that I don't remember the name of, and That's You.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're really trying to figure out like which angle is going to be the best thing to like hit that streamer audience. And I think that there's just those things can be pretty manageable budget wise and small teams, and so I don't think it's going to be that hard for them to announce 3 or 4 PlayLink games, and that would probably account for like seeing these new titles.
Damiani got us the precise language from
Okay.
Sony themselves, from Sid Schumann, director of SIEA social media, but plan to tune in early at 8 a.m. 8:06 right now. They should be live soon. We'll begin with an introductory live stream featuring 21 game updates, including 7 all-new
Okay.
game announcements for PS4 and PSVR. You won't want to miss it.
I won't.
Pre-show has 7 new game announcements.
I don't want to miss it.
I was thinking about
sorry.
leaving. Should I stay?
No, don't miss it.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
I'll
you might
stay.
not
I'll
want
stay.
to.
Okay.
You know, you could miss it and not have wanted to do that.
What is interesting though about that is the fact that, again, as we've been talking about, that Sony has backed off on their indie initiatives. So yeah, saying that there's 7 new games that may not really include your traditional indies. Yeah, it does feel significant.
We're just checking on this. I mean, they're
Yeah.
gonna be montage, and Damiani will bring the audio up if we need to. But yeah, man, like we're just
Yeah.
they're just montaging right now. I don't think the entire pre-show is gonna be worth having the audio up entirely for.
Yeah, it is honestly a weirdly frustrating thing because pre-shows, I mean, we're doing our own pre-show and they're going to do a lot of the similar kind of talk. Except, yeah, for them, like they can't, I don't know that they can really do that much speculation because they know everything.
The 21 game updates though, like they're ready to go.
Yeah.
This might be all killer no filler for the next hour. I guess we'll see. But yeah, we'll be.
I love a good montage.
That's new. I loved that.
That's nice.
The graphics team, man.
They really focus on the iconography of those buttons. I like it. They do all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah, that's great.
What up, Sid?
Sid, that's the man who promised us 21 announcements.
So Sid's going to
Or
do some
7
talking.
announcements.
We don't want to talk too much over Sid. We don't want to focus on them too much while we're talking. But yeah, if something gameplay-wise goes full screen, we're jumping in big time.
Sure.
We need that table.
Starting with you. that was a bad introduction. This is a Damiani level introduction. Just like, and now I have you. And it's like, all right.
And now we're going to talk about another video game from Sony.
Damiani's shaking his head. Damiani's
what?
here, by the way.
I was going to mention Resident Evil 7. Not
Oh,
a
yeah.
hero.
Not a hero. I think
Gotta be
we'll see-
getting a date
yeah.
for that today, right?
Yeah.
That would be, I'm assuming, one of the game updates that could be possibly happening during this pre-show. Yeah, well, I mean, it's RE7's kind of come up a lot lately with all the talk of single-player games, possibly fading out.
Yeah, they're not
And-
going to have live subtitles.
And yeah, and
Yeah, chat. We're not gonna have we discussed this earlier. We're not gonna have audio up on their chat.
Unless-
When they show a game reveal, we'll have it
Yeah.
up. But for now, no, that's all right.
when we get some gameplay, we'll dive in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because a lot of people are going back and comparing, like, okay, well, if single-player games are phasing out, what single-player games worked this year? What games did? And I saw like Prey coming up with not having sales.
People brought up Horizon a lot after
yeah.
we didn't mention it as much.
And Resident Evil 7, people were talking about possibly not getting the sales that it deserved, the sales that the
Really?
Capcom wanted. Potentially, just trying to figure out like which of.
Yeah, we can get you, Damiani.
I was gonna listen to it, so if I hear
Yeah, we got you,
new
dude.
game announcement,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, good point. I think it got to its 4 mil is the last thing I saw, but it came like months later than Capcom thought it would get to 4 mil. But yeah, it's not like it's a failure, but yeah, it's not a huge smashing success either.
So so at this point, are people just gonna be excited for Resident Evil 7? Is Redfield that much of a draw to for people to be like, I wasn't really thinking about it. I kind of put Resident Evil 7 on the shelf, but like, man, Chris is back.
Look at them throw these numbs at
There
us.
they come.
Anybody, yeah. Count them down, everybody.
Wow.
It's like Sesame Street.
Updates on 11 PSVR games.
Oh, There you go.
Fantasy
Is that the entire media showcase? Jones, I think that it needs more throwback stuff. I think like the idea that you're right, like is Chris Redfield enough? Like kind of no. I think like with this DLC, people want to see more classic RE elements in there.
Or just what happened, you know, like kind of what. It's kind of like the Batman Beyond effect, where you're just like, yeah, I'm kind of into this story, but like, I want to know what happened.
Got a finger for us.
Okay, here we go. Here's one of these 7
The
announcements.
mask of vengeance has manifested itself again.
There's a joke coming. Oh,
Who will protect
not
the
like Guacamelee, but
masters against the
it's
powers
Guacamelee?
of evil? A hero with determination who doesn't crack under
Melee, baby.
pressure.
Guacamelee 2.
With a statuesque poise of the old gods.
¡Juan! ¡La puerta!
Nice.
Sorry, this is PSVR?
Doesn't look like it.
No.
I know.
That's a very Batman sounding. Chicken.
Love the crazy gameplay. Just jumping right in.
Nice. Well, I mean, there's an indie right there, huh? Drink box.
I don't think that's PSVR. That was cool.
Definitely not.
I didn't see that much to differentiate it from the first game, but
Yeah.
good trailer. Really good trailer.
Yeah, the characters. The co-op, obviously, I'm assuming is coming back in that game. But
yeah.
from what I remember, I didn't play Guacamelee, so I'm not worrying about spoilers here. But you were like, you had died, and you were trying to get back to your beloved. I think.
I don't remember story at all.
So I wonder if that, because there was like a wrestling gal that showed up in the beginning there. I wonder if that's like the character that you were.
Oh,
trying
she
to
was a
track
playable
down
character in
beginning
the first one.
there. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember there were lots of different playable characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what
And
is,
yeah, a lot of
what
this
is
kind
this
of like-
mechanic? It's like 2 dimensions there?
Yeah, I remember stuff like that.
Yeah,
though.
you could
Hot
swap.
and cold dimension.
You could swap dimensions in the first one, but it looks like we're not even swapping. It looks like it's kind of like a Runbow, you know. We don't see the character swapping.
And then interesting to just focus on single player out of the gate. But yeah, Blood, you love the Metroidvania games.
Yeah, I didn't get to put that much time into Guacamelee, unfortunately. Yeah, I've got a ridiculous list of half-finished games, especially this year.
What's nice about it is that so far I haven't seen a single meme.
Okay.
Guacamelee 1 is just stuffed with weird memes. And it looks like, yeah, finally we're just like, let's just be funny on our own. We don't need other jokes. There was like grumpy cat memes, you know?
This chicken looks like a morph ball right now.
Yeah,
huh?
got to make their own memes.
Chicken's in the first one.
But I mean, like, just the way that we like went through the passage there, and then
The Metroid thing is still there, yeah.
yeah,
Like, very direct references. Yeah, that's a cool announcement. I guess Drinkbox was the last game, though, Severed.
yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Severed on the Switch.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool for them to return to it. I mean, to be very frank, it does not look that different from Guacamelee 1. You know what I mean? It looks like they're using the exact same assets, even.
And I think, again, they're probably describing firsthand kind of what specifically is new about the game right now. But we're just going to kind of steamroll over there.
Sure.
Because we do have a couple of games to get through before we kick off the show. And then, so we've been kind of intermittently bouncing back and forth between what is relevant, what they're discussing right now, and what we can also predict and expect from the Sony press conference today. We talked about RE7 for a little bit. God of War is always the big question of like whether, you know.
Oh, God of War, I think they'll go in.
There's your co-op.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we get an update, but I think it's just it's not the question of whether like God of War is happening, God of War is big, God of War is something that they want to sell. It's always just is this the right time for God of War? Is this just going to stay dormant right now, or are we going to get a big update today?
Based off Klepik's tweet, let's assume this is going to be
Yeah.
as big as can be.
Right.
And so I think we'll see more God of War.
I think we need a massive moving creature reveal. We haven't had a lot of those.
Maybe
I don't
focus on just a one big boss fight or
We got a
something.
new thing.
My goodness, here
This
we go.
is fun.
Yeah. Freschi.
Oh no, this updates that game.
To which game?
You'll.
This is a
This
world
is a world
debut,
debut,
now,
dude.
Oh, I thought it was that.
Whoa, harsh.
Triad War.
It's like top-down Max Payne Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, it's
Kind of a
it's
Hotline
interesting.
Miami
The
vibe.
cinematics are more 3D, but yeah, it looks like the gameplay might be like a twin-stick shooter.
Oh, diving. We're diving over stuff. Yeah, totally. Ooh, jumping between buildings?
The Hong Kong Massacre.
Oh my goodness.
And
Funny,
another
it
game.
looked like a PC game by the end because you had the cursor moving along
It didn't
seamlessly.
look like a mouse, probably.
I'm ready.
A surreal story of
Yeah.
friendship.
So yeah, this is weird. This is like, so
It's not the
almost
story
like
of a
Sony's
surreal
responding
friendship.
to those criticisms about not supporting indies.
Yeah.
It looked like they had a little Famicom in there. I mean, a big one.
This, I mean, it's totally different style, but this reminds me of Oxenfree a little bit.
Okay, it's kind of Ooblets also, like just the style of the characters. All right.
Yeah, like
Oh, so it's like,
everything is way bigger than them.
It's like that puzzle game, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
It's like what?
That puzzle game.
Oh, Captain Toad. Yeah, this might be a VR game. This looks sick.
Yeah, I wonder what the significance of the two characters is.
Or yeah, if you can do a co-op or if they split up at some
Gardens.
point.
It's between.
Wow. All right.
It's got that art style. It's a different gig. It's a different gig than the one we got.
So there was definitely art there. There's some art happening. Things were moving
Yeah.
in time with the music, artfully. Yeah, that was fascinating. We'll learn more about that.
Which one do you want to talk about first? Hong Kong Massacre or I already forgot the name of the time. puzzle
Gardens
game.
Between.
Gardens Between.
She got a cactuar necklace.
Yeah, it's cool. Cool necklace.
Yeah, Hong Kong Massacre. It's weird because I feel like there's been a lot of people putting out twin stick shooters.
Oh, and that one is like directly looking like Hotline Miami. I think that's the
Yeah.
direct reference you make with that game.
Yeah, but it's trying to be a higher budget, more stylish, I think.
The cutscenes were crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in the gameplay, like they were trying to make it look, almost like AAA level, like graphically, and then with a lot of destruction.
Why are you saying it like it's bad things?
Loco too.
No, I'm not saying it's bad things. It's just, yeah, it's interesting to me that there's been such an emphasis on that from so many developers to do these twin stick shooters, because I feel like they don't seem to get talked about that much.
Ouch, dude. Ruiner. By the way, look at Loco real quick.
Yeah.
So I guess that means that the initiative is going along okay. So it was Parappa, Patapon, and Loco Roco were all part of this initiative to bring older PlayStation
Right.
games to PS4.
December 9th.
So that's coming this year. Cool. All right,
was Loco
moving
too.
along. I
Loco-
like that.
Loco
It's- I want to see more of those.
Yeah, it's gotta be interesting to have like their own little press conference beforehand.
And they're just rolling through them too.
Yeah,
They're
just
talking about
yeah,
it for
they
like
are.
30 seconds in between. Just announced. Loco Roco 2.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's like, did I miss that this existed before? It doesn't
Yeah.
look like it. Wow.
Loco Roco 1 was on PS4. Yeah, exactly. So like, it's not totally surprising, but that's
they
cool.
Announced it already. They just confirmed the date. Which is
Cool. So Damiani confirms that they just the date is the only real announcement with this one.
So yeah, speaking of things we kind of know about that we're getting updates on, Shadow of the Colossus. Do we think?
Oh.
Yeah.
Damiani was fired up. Maybe Damiani, what do you want? Maybe I can relay your. Give me a dream.
That trailer looked
Damiani's
Like there's
coming.
a
Oh, he's
lot
coming.
coming to
Oh,
the
he's
mic
got something to
already.
say.
He's got.
Oh.
Some,
Oh, I thought
yeah, yeah.
Oh
come
yeah,
on
I
over,
was just
dude,
saying
yeah.
you could relay it to me, but if you want to jump on the mic, Mike.
should have put the mic at the PC
Mic on the mic.
table. But shout out to Colossus.
Yeah.
You actually asking for my expectations now, or what you think? What I think they're gonna show?
I want to know
Sorry.
what you think, what you want, how you're feeling.
I want them to show like gameplay with the HUD elements this time. I want them to show the climbing. I want them to show like, cause that's like the biggest question mark is if they're gonna tinker with that at all. See how that ends up. Sorry, this is probably like a.
We don't need
this
audio
Sims
up
more.
on Sims.
It's a
Yeah, we
Sims
don't need
Halloween
audio for
update.
Sims.
Yeah.
I feel like I think it's coming out like early next year or first half of next year that this is the place to show off.
Some actual gameplay.
Yeah, like taking
Yeah.
down it. Like they should just do straight up. Like taking down like the first Titan, like showing like gameplay of that. Just like do like an uninterrupted like
Colossus.
4 minute, like what did I say?
Titan.
You said
Sorry,
Titan.
Colossus. Thanks. Yeah, taking out like the first Colossus, just show that as like raw gameplay and be like, yeah, coming in an actual release date.
It's pretty rare to
Yeah.
get. I heavily doubt that we're getting a
Yeah,
HUD up.
we're not gonna get that.
You know,
I think we're
I
getting
would
a
like
release
that.
date.
gameplay demo. Oh, release date, yeah, but
Yeah,
the
release date, but
gameplay
they're not
demo.
gonna do that.
I mean, I think that they could because it's not like you're really going to spoil anything. I think it could just get people more excited to see, especially if it's not necessarily the first one, but one of the other ones where you can see, more of the differences in the environment and such. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing where you can't make another trailer for it. And so really, like, I think, yeah, showing the game is the way to go. The game is itself.
Yeah, because it's such a known quantity in terms of like the story and content. You know what's going to be in there unless they add something new.
Right.
That I think that's the last lingering thing is how is it going to play? Like, can you just show me gameplay clips of it and then a release date and then have it come out?
Right.
Like, it seems like it's pretty far along. So
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. This could be just like a release date bonanza, like kind of getting closer to the end of the year, just kind of
Yeah.
just laying out 2018 or at least the first
Well,
part.
especially if they're going to dial back on PSX, then, yeah, this is going to be their big show before GDC. So,
When are we getting a table like that?
table like
With
what?
a nice like logo lit up on the bottom. Of that.
That's an expensive table. That table's not
Sorry.
cheap.
It takes up
very
a lot
nice.
of space too.
Yeah.
It's a little nice.
Ooh,
see?
yeah. Do you think like it's a screen? Do you think that's LED?
That is-
Oh yeah.
Screen, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I actually think it might just be like a white light, and then they just put some plastic in front of it.
Oh, I
you
see
go.
what you mean. Yeah.
Oh my.
That probably makes more sense.
All right, so the PlayStation logos.
Oh, world debuts.
World debut.
Yeah.
What's happening? What is this?
Do you think it's a move game? Do you think we have to use
Virtua
our move
Tennis?
controllers?
Man, Virtua Tennis would be hype right now. Yeah, not many like pro tennis games getting like.
Again, this is the
Significant screen
pre-show.
time. Yeah.
PlayStation logos, so probably Sony then. Not Sega.
Tennis World Tour.
Okay.
What? And it's
Yeah,
not
Tennis
VR
World
or
Tour.
anything.
Explain yourself. All right.
I'm sorry, Jones. I'm still listening because I'm so perplexed by this. Why? A first-party tennis game.
Yeah.
Well, he's arguing. Yeah, did you hear him? He said like it's been so long since they've had a tennis game.
Yeah.
So Sony just decides to fill in that void themselves?
I mean, Everybody's Golf has done well. It's been well received. I think kind of like pushing that franchise back to the forefront.
Sure.
So yeah,
It didn't look that good though.
it looked pretty average. Yeah, it's also tough because when you're introducing a sports game that doesn't have a particular angle, it's not like the apocalypse or something. There's not a bunch of zombies running around the football field.
The apocalypse of tennis.
Just kind of showing up and being like, we're making a tennis game and it looks pretty good. We'll talk more about it later. It's like, yeah, I need something else.
I think
need
that's a bad
something-
trailer.
Needs something, specifically multiplayer. It's like I think like showing off a bunch of different crazy modes is like, is this simulation based? Am I going to be unlocking like my favorite tennis pros here?
Yeah.
And really competing, or is this like what's the sell? Like, are you going to bring a lot of these not arenas? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Golden Edition.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Great time to load.
And we're loading.
Yeah, Jones, I think even if you love tennis, even if you've been waiting for this game, there's very little about that trailer to be excited about. That was weird. That was a weird announcement.
think just need more info. I just wonder if
I wonder what studio is working on it even. Who's making that game? Who does Sony have where they can call up and say, make us a tennis game? Sony Santa Monica? Chat, do you know? Have they announced it? Sorry, I meant Sony San Diego, I guess. Is it called Sony San Diego?
They have a studio in San Diego. I don't know if it's actually called that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I would mean.
we're in the PSVR zone.
Give us some
VR
updates.
zone.
Studio, I think.
Waypoint Studio? Breakpoint Studio.
I think this was announced at Gamescom.
From
It's a debut.
Software Tennis.
All right.
It said world debut.
Yeah, but there's like Gamescom. Tennis World Tour announced 2018 Breakpoint Studio.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, made by the Topspin creator, chat says. Oh. So they got some legit talent on it. It's not first party. There were only PlayStation logos advertising it. That's actually pretty cool that they got the old Topspin studio to put that together. Okay, they
Well, it's
can
a
chat.
creator, not necessarily studio, but yeah.
Well, MZ says Topspin Studio. And again,
Oh,
this is
okay.
the kind of thing where I only rely on
The
chat for
creators
updates.
of Topspin, yeah.
Yep, Damiani confirms from the creators of Topspin.
Okay, cool.
That makes a lot more sense. I wish the trailer said that. I wish the trailer
Right.
just
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have said
So
that.
again,
There's been
just
a lot
some
of-
other. Oh, okay.
A lot of these
Yeah.
have lacked any kind of studio identification, and I think that would definitely help. Like Hong Kong Massacre and the Garden Between, they didn't really say who those were either.
Yeah.
And maybe we don't know those studios by name, but it would help. Mm-hmm. Just give some kind of context.
I feel like their lower thirds might be off. Because remember I said PSVR, like, for the first for Guacamelee?
Mm-hmm.
They prefaced it by saying it was a new VR game, and then it came up as well. So I think they're running behind, so they're, like, rearranging stuff. So things, I think, might be a little bit, like, wires are crossing and stuff in terms of lower thirds.
If you can't hear what Damiani's saying, he's blaming the tech crew of the pre-show for misinformation.
No,
There we,
I'm
ooh, I
saying-
think this
Oh,
might
there's
be.
a logo.
I
Disruptive
saw him kind of
Games.
glancing off camera. Dude, can you imagine how nerve-wracking that must be trying to fly through all these game announcements?
Oh yeah.
PSVR world debut.
Is that a heart?
Yeah.
Before the world was
Okay,
ours,
so it's the Anti-Horizon.
it was
Yeah, I was
theirs.
gonna say. This little like cartoony Horizon prequel here. There's your Titans, Damiani. Titans. It's a MOBA.
You were champion.
I want it to be like Primal Rage.
Is it as a joke? Is there a joke incoming? Somebody? Oh, I don't know.
Megalith. What a title.
Boy, we need more than that. Oh boy.
We got more?
You are the
Okay, here it
beast.
is.
I'm the Beast.
Oh, that's not enough. Oh boy.
No, Jones, become a god, dude. What more do you need?
Okay.
I get to become a god.
I became a god in that tribe toy. No. That first was the PlayStation Worlds, the like first demo that comes with it.
Yeah.
World
You're like a
Takes
giant
more than a
robot marching
fancy
around.
airship to make it in the arena.
This one is? How do you know, dude?
It takes a fearless captain and a steady crew.
Those are huge hands.
Yeah.
Join today
like
and
Wildstar vibes
experience
here.
heart-stopping thrills,
Heart stopping thrills right now is what you're looking at.
life or death battles.
Life or death battles is what's happening right now.
This VO, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 10. This will be different actually at the press conference.
Fight alongside your heroes
This is pretty cool.
or take them on.
Yeah, just the
This is Skull
Just
and
the
Bones, but
wrong
it's
way.
like
Well,
Yeah.
the
sci-fi.
glory
Yeah.
can be yours. Do you have what it takes?
Yeah, I think the music they picked in the VO is setting the wrong tone for what this game is.
bow to blood.
Bow to blood.
Bow to blood? But probably bow to blood.
Yeah, that's like a thing on a
Bow
boat,
to
right?
blood.
The bow!
The bow of the ship. But yeah, it's weird.
Pardon me.
2 brand new games.
2 brand new games. Yes, we are.
So yeah, Megalith. I guess you know you're.
Oh my god!
Okay, yeah. You can
More
become
needs to be said! Become a god! Look at your hands, man! Become a god!
But yeah, it just kind of reminds me of like Evolve a little bit. Like I'm sure, I know it's a completely different game, but just like.
Megalith would be an entirely different game if there was.
Oh, jeez.
Whoa.
I thought that was me, but it was not. It was Damiani.
Damiani. Watch for the alarms.
Wake up, Damiani.
Yeah, with a set of fingernail clippers. We got a whole different game.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's one of the things. There's just some trailers sometimes where it's tough because you want people to be excited about your game. You want to show your audience you're excited about your game. You think your game is a big deal.
You just described Megalith, that first one, as an action-packed shooter.
Megalith is an action-packed shooter apparently. Well, it's first person, and you got your like quote unquote weapons or your hands. Yeah, so I wonder if there are other gods that have throw projectiles and stuff. Like maybe the god that we saw that was like more melee focused. Yeah, I mean, can't you see the pitch where it's like, oh Matt, you are the monster. You know,
Yeah.
It's like Kyle jokes, like you are becoming a god
In a PSVR.
So yeah, I don't think they're all just big beasts with scratchy nails. I think we'll probably get some later stuff. Oh,
Pilot Wings.
yeah. Ultra Wings. Oh, so
Oh,
down.
this is it.
This is it.
This is
Oh,
way-
this is it. This is the
way
game.
better than
Oh
the
my
last
God,
two.
Ultra Wings. Ultra Wings, Kyle. Ultra Wings is everything.
Yeah.
Ultra Wings, we made it.
This is it.
Yes.
This is
yes.
what we needed.
Oh, I'm so in. Especially if it's if it's Pilot Wings on 3D. Oh, you're shooting out the window. Oh, especially if this is like Pilot Wings 3DS, where like this is a specific plot of land. So like I get used to this island or this this environment.
What was it?
And so like when you're flying up in the air, you can start like recognizing different.
Sky Odyssey too? I got some Sky Odyssey
Bit
vibes.
Planet Games.
Remember that game?
Oh, this I mean way more Pilot Wings though from this.
Okay.
I'm curious if Ultra. Oh, I know what this is. This is that running game.
Wait,
I played
what?
this at T3. This is the
Oh yeah.
Just from an
Sprint
Anubis?
Vector, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jones, that instant recognition.
Serdios, yeah. This is you're doing this.
There's a lot of.
Do I have to?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's to be expected from the pre-show, but there's a lot of indie / small publisher stuff here.
This was fun too because they were just trying to get the judges just so
But you
ramped
see,
up.
this is what Megalith needed.
We're gonna be competing against each
Like,
other.
Megan,
when
the
you show a
mini
VR
gameplay.
game, you have to show it.
Sean-
Otherwise, I just don't know what I'm doing.
This looks like queasiness.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like that was their main goal was to combat that. They were like, we wanted to prove that you could be doing crazy stuff like this in a game and have it not be barking all over the place because it requires the physical movement. So in order to move, you have to be moving your whole body. So you're not just standing there, pressing a couple buttons and watching all this crazy stuff happen. You're moving your arms back and forth and up and down.
Sure.
And so
I got sick just looking at it. But you're saying that really like the physical interaction with it makes it
yeah, so like if when you get to a wall, like you have to like actually grab. You see there's all those little dots on the wall. They're like
Yeah.
little grab points. So you have to like move your hand to where you see that it's hooked onto a grab point, and then pull. So you like pull your
I've done like
your body
mountain
up, and,
climbing
that feels pretty good.
in VR before, but like not like that fast. They were
Super fast,
scaling
yeah.
that mountain in seconds.
Yeah,
All right.
sprint vector set to maximum. But yeah, Ultra Wings. Well, there's also Megalith and Bout of Blood. What was Bout of Blood? Man, too many games.
Bout of
coming
Blood
out.
was the airship pirate game.
Oh right, they had the
Yeah.
bad VO.
You're gonna be in an airship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which looked interesting. I'm curious how many players that is. Like that is that just like one person controlling an entire ship, or
There's
like can I have
probably a
another-
multiplayer as well as a single player from the
Yeah.
looks of it.
Now it makes me wish for like a VR component to.
Can I be honest with you?
Sea of
Like
Thieves.
I've so little.
Oh, this game.
Yeah. What is the name of this? Moss.
February.
That's funny. It was supposed to come out this year. That's a little delay. But
That's fine. This game needs the time.
yeah. So
Give it the
chat.
time.
I got to play this one. I got to play this at E3. One of my faves. This is a really good game. This is like the best PSVR game I played.
Just the way this little mouse moves, so much personality.
It's weird. Everything they're showing so far is from the E3 demo. I wonder if we'll see some new stuff.
Well, it's like we were saying while you were doing research, Kyle, that like Megalith, I can see the pitch. It's like imagine you are a giant beast.
Yeah.
You're looking down at your claws. You're looking down at your big energy beaming, wrist rockets. And you're all of the power that you're harnessing. Whereas something like this is just a built from the ground up VR concept. This is something we're like, no, we actually wanted to make a game. We want it to be something that we do have to demo
Oh,
that
yeah,
you
look
can't
how pretty
necessarily
that is,
tell
man.
what it is right away. But also to have this character that you are not directly controlling, that you were just helping. So you're just watching this right now, right, Kyle?
No, you control a character.
You actually like hit the button and he.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just kind of like.
Feel like
helping
easy to do
him.
both at the same time.
Yeah, I didn't have trouble at all
directly.
controlling Quill
Like that's
or
you,
some
right?
of the
Like
puzzles
that
at the
little-
same time.
Yeah. Yes. You were both, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Yeah. They're saying they just said that you play as it and you're controlling the puzzles.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing that kind of that I thought was gonna be interesting about it, just that disconnect of you having to like step away from him just a little bit and understand like I can't police every movement that he makes. Like I gotta be cautious of other things that are happening in the environment as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
Dark
game was
Child
pretty.
coming in.
And that was one of your big takeaways from E3. Mm-hmm. I think that was your. I remember you.
Hi, everyone.
think that was my
I'm Paul
noodles.
Bettman.
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm
No,
the founder
that was my
and CEO
broth.
of
That was my
Playful.
broth.
And I'm Brandon Pearson,
and
the director of Star Child.
but yeah,
Star Child is a
just
cinematic-
so I think that's just what's so interesting about that one particular thing. Is he talking about Star Child or was that just
Yeah.
a conveniently placed poster?
I
Star
have a feeling
Child.
we might not see anything. Oh, here we go.
Is this like an apology video?
New ability reveal.
Star Child. Remind me of Star Child Blood.
This is like Metroidvania. I actually got to play this one too. It's pretty sick.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think I got to see this at all.
It is less graphically impressive than Moss, but this is a pretty cool game.
And what do you
Whoa,
do with
like
a
a
less
story
graphically
trailer.
impressive game? You do a CG story-based trailer.
Well, no, they did say that they're gonna show a new ability, so.
Yeah, Game Trust from GameStop.
Well, yeah, they're not a studio, they're a publisher.
Right. Cool design. Interesting concept for
Yeah,
games.
that was
Okay.
actually more confusing than if they just told you what they were doing.
So basically, the E3 trailer ended there.
Okay.
And it was kind of hinted that we're gonna take over that creature, like the big robot.
okay.
Because up till that point, it is very Metroidvania. You just watch your character run left to right and like do cool things and solve puzzles. And I was
now you're
assuming
gonna
that
be
was
a
what
giant
they were gonna
robot.
show. Yeah, but still, it doesn't seem really willing to admit yet that we're gonna be controlling those big robots. So maybe we don't yet. I don't know. That was weird. A weird trailer.
And weird to get I wasn't listening, but weird to get like the devs beforehand, like
Yeah.
prepping us on
Because that was the only time that's happened this whole presentation.
this weird trailer we're gonna see that doesn't explain a heck of a lot.
I think it was a good idea, actually.
Ignis release date.
Ooh, still to come. But because basically, I think that you don't get a lot of character from the trailer, and so that's why I think it's a good idea to show the developers.
Yeah.
I know you hate that, Jones, to have developers come out ahead of time, but just to say, like, hey, we're real people. I think you hear Game Trust, and you're like, GameStop, ew. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of that, and so I do think, like, hey, we care about this game. I think it was good to lead it off with that.
But I just think it's also kind of weird because if the developers hadn't been there to tell you, hey, we're about to show you a new ability,
You would not get an impression
like,
from
I
that
don't
trailer.
know exactly what I would have seen with that trailer. It's-
Yeah, that's fair, Blood. I think the male character is brand new. We haven't seen him at E3, and so what? He like touched, and he touched like a little tower, like a little trash can robot, and the eye came alive. Is what we saw in that trailer. So I don't know. I really don't know what new ability was shown. Damiani said we got something big.
Pay for this.
Oh no.
All right, they already see that one. Yeah.
Fail, and then you are going to die.
Not a hero, is that it? I forget what the actual
Lucas Baker.
title is.
Right now, he's our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list.
We didn't get much from the first unit before we lost contact.
Unfinished business.
So that was like that's the end game area basically right here.
Yeah.
Punching.
Psycho. I'll show what's worse, him or those things.
Oh,
Ooh, little
there's
hacker
your puzzle
friend.
shooter, sorry.
Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck!
That's Hunk.
Yeah. Ooh, little saw action.
Please tell me what I'm looking at.
I have no idea. It's something new. Exercise extreme caution.
Christopher, still with us, I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.
You're going to need to proceed with caution. Extreme caution.
Oh, that's different.
Kind of That thing with the ceiling felt Dead Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that thing.
Aim for the head, though.
Not a hero. Okay. Free content, too.
So, Jones, what was the name of that character? The guy who's, like, secretly brilliant?
The
one
kid.
with the hoodie, yeah.
They said his name like 50 times in the trailer. No,
Sure.
I can't.
So it sounds like he set up more
End of
traps for us.
Oh my goodness.
So that's been announced already then, as,
Yeah.
as well as more story stuff.
Whoa. Yeah, sorry folks with
Lucas,
the spoilers
thank you,
coming
Chad.
from RE7.
Yeah,
a
that
lot of
kinda
the story
sucks.
stuff that they're releasing is really focused on the fates of characters that were in the game.
So, like, the Chris Redfield reveal was a big deal at the
That
end of
was, yeah.
RE7, and now, obviously, he's very attached to the franchise again.
I mean, to be honest,
What?
wasn't that big of a deal. I tell you, like,
That's a big deal!
I actually kind of called it. Like when he like pops out at the end, I was like, oh, because they were making such a big. It was like clearly that was somebody, you know, like, and he had the mask on, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And the fact that that we didn't. I think it was just really the connection more than anything. You know, it wasn't necessarily like, what's Chris doing here? It's like, well, this is his job. You know, to show up in
So-
situations like that. But
Yeah, they're saying these are launching really soon.
Oh, yeah, we've seen a lot of Dead Hungry already.
But the traps there, that was a really interesting.
No, that's Lucas's whole thing. He likes to lay those traps. Yeah.
But I just and he again, you know, spoilers, but makes it out of RE7. Like RE7 concludes with. I remember thinking back after I finished RE7, I was like, man, what happened to him?
What's up?
I remember like finishing RE7, being like, what happened to Lucas? Like,
Oh, yeah.
we didn't get any resolution there. Like,
I like that. You gotta
Yeah.
keep somebody alive.
I think they did a good job of keeping that open without, you know, you really feeling that when 7 ended that you had missed out. I mean, these are spoilers, but it's what they're advertising. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that is a character that's in there, and he's doing the stuff that he did in 7.
It's a good release date for that game. Halloween. That's Halloween.
Yeah. Halloween, I mean, it's a good thing to have a VR game for.
Oh, this feels like a big deal right here.
Best game audio.
Oh boy.
This is still another Halloween game, I believe. Oh, is this the one that Huber and Ian played?
I think it is.
It does look like it.
This is Make a Loud Noise?
This is a yeah, it is. Forget the name of it. But yeah, this is
Look at chat.
This is a great PSVR Halloween release.
The game is just called Make a Loud Noise.
It's not a clone of Perception. They both were in development at the same time. Stifled. There it is.
Stifle.
Well, I don't know if I heard that title.
Ooh, that European release date. We're doing both.
Yeah.
So what was the report? What's the current consensus on that game? If they've actually checked it out, if they've played that game, I'm assuming just on PC.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I think
they just
Ian
played it
and
on
Huber
PC.
excited to play more of that. Yeah.
But yeah, it actually listens. Like you actually use your voice.
Right.
So, so yeah, I think that's the interesting part about it is like you have to echolocate with your own voice, and you have to
Look
avoid
like objects, too.
avoid
Like you could-
screaming when
you could-
enemies are around, and yeah.
You could pick up something and toss it against the wall.
Yeah.
And that would do the same effect.
Yeah. That's a cool VR game. I bet that's totally different in VR. When all you can see and hear is yourself, you know, that is actually pretty cool.
But something you can go check out right now. Is that on Steam Early
31st.
Access, or is that
Oh, right, on PC, you mean?
the VR version's coming out, but the
I
game
think
is
there's
already
probably
available.
some early access or something at least.
But I mean, they were talking about. They showed a little bit of Superhot earlier, and boy, is that a game that changed night and day, going from
To
just a
VR?
regular game to VR.
Cool.
Not only did it, provide a new experience, it was a new perspective on that game, but the actual structure of the game itself changed. So, yeah, that's not always the easiest thing. Oh, this is interesting.
I never really get into these like you're putting stuff on a table concepts.
It's fun, but it's fun in Dino Frontier when
Yeah.
the whole world is there in front of you. It's weird to me when it's just like I'm in VR playing a game. You know what I mean? I'm hopping into this virtual realm to play another game.
What's interesting is because I played a fun Brass Tactics. I played at E3 this year, and the big difference between Brass Tactics and this that I think is interesting, and I wonder if that makes it more exciting or makes like a little more.
So they're showing that you can play with somebody that's not in VR.
Oh, cool. To make it like a little more palatable as a game that you would want to play lots of matches of. In Brass Tactics, to your left and right is it's really the game board's really wide, and so you're not only moving forward and backward.
Too excited.
Yeah, of course, I hate that. Like League of War VR Arena.
Okay, go ahead and raise the roof. Go ahead and raise the roof.
League of War. What's interesting here is.
Oh, man.
They know it.
Yeah, they know. They saw the same trailer we saw.
But anyway, so I just thought it was interesting that it's kind of like a pool table. You know, like there's really no reason to like move to the left or right. Everything is right in front of you.
Right.
And so I think that will maybe lead to like quicker sessions.
Yeah.
You know, that there's definitely a lot of like in Brass Tactics, me being like, wait a minute, let me pick this thing up and then move over here and then put it over there.
Why not be in that world though? Why not just be? Why have to be in a table? Why can't I be in that realm?
The world is the table, Kyle.
Yeah.
The world is
playing,
a table,
it's just I'm playing
Kyle.
a game in a game. It really sets me off. I'm not into it.
So that RTS stuff in VR not sold.
No, what I'm saying was like Dino Frontiers RTS in VR,
Right.
And you're not playing on some table, you know? Ooh, what is this?
This
PSVR
is this is fishing. Yeah, this is Final Fantasy fishing.
Oh, okay, it doesn't look like this when you're in it.
Well, that's the
Final
thing. It's
15,
like
15.
this is the game. I mean, it probably does look like this. It's just the headset can't,
Yeah.
show it to you at this level. So if you're just tuning in now, we are Easy Allies. We are watching the pre-show, actually. We have lots of games already to talk
Costumes
about.
that you can't
Costumes for
see.
your first-person fishing mode.
Yeah,
It's pretty,
Wait, how
pretty
does
awesome
that-
costume, though.
You don't have hands in that costume.
yeah. Look at the Sasuke one. Show us that.
But we actually have not even gotten into the
Why is she
official
giving you contracts for fish?
Paris Games Week conference.
Did you notice they covered up her chest in that shot? I'm trying to avoid summer lesson comparisons there.
Kyle's just wrapped. I mean,
I'm in. I might be in for this game, Jones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You
Wanted-
despise fishing games in
It's
general,
funny
but
for Habitat Destruction is what it says in 15. It makes no sense for fish. Wanted for Habitat Destruction is just a big old catfish. Like leave the catfish.
Well,
alone.
no, you have invasive species. You have all those carp going down the Mississippi River. You know.
whoa. Character customization for a fishing game.
Whoa. Wait. Have they transitioned to multiplayer for 15? That might be what we're looking at here. Or are we still talking about the fishing game?
I think we might still be talking about fishing.
That's crazy.
No, they're totally talking about fishing.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's weird. I mean, maybe that's just like they needed to add unlocks to the game, and so they're like, well, you can have costumes, I guess, for your character. It was not a factor in the VR demo I played, what I looked like. In fact, I was invisible.
Yeah, you're gonna see your gloves.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, does that mean you're going to like devote a good, healthy evening to this fishing game? Or does that mean you're going to play this game, take off the headset, pack it up, put it away, and then at a later date, take it back out again and play that game a second time?
No, it'll be one unhealthy evening. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is not a multi-night game. For
So, you're
sure.
not, so if they have more fish
Dean,
coming
pick
to
this
Final
one.
Fantasy, you're like, well, time to break it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going full trailer now. Oh, Ignis.
A king cannot lead by standing still. A king pushes onward always, accepting the consequences and never looking back.
Why still VR?
Yeah, it's still PSVR. Interesting. You get to shake Noctis's hand in first person.
I don't think that was VR though.
It's got that big
Oh, it
logo,
does say
dude.
VR, doesn't it? What the heck?
Titan. No.
Whoa.
I did not expect anything like this.
Look at this. Oh, that uppercut.
Can't tell a bloody thing from here. Let's make for the altar. Yeah.
Well, look who it is. What could one of His Majesty's royal retainers be doing here of all places?
I wonder when this takes place.
Yeah, I
Join
did
me.
too.
Okay.
I can secure us a way to the king and the oracle.
So this seems like around the time of Leviathan.
Yeah.
Part of me always hoped
Yeah.
that I might see you happy one day. Your burdens lifted, free to live and love as you please.
Heavy spoilers, Chad.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a world that only ever lets you down. Why not end it all right here?
I swore an oath to stand with Noct and keep him safe. Whatever it takes, I will protect him.
Whoa,
Permit
Ignis.
me to make a suggestion. Rather than follow this flotsam and float away to a watery grave, why not come with me?
Oh, he might do it.
What do you say?
He might say yes.
Oh.
What if he goes to the dark side?
Yeah.
December 13th. There we go.
All right. Making it in there. Making it
yeah,
out this
getting
year.
Yeah, it's weird to have such a VR focus to me.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, we're definitely VR.
Hello there.
Hello games and then hello there.
In Vector.
Report. Smooth sailing and nothing but sunshine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, wow. We're really. Oh.
Oh, okay.
It's a rhythm game. It just makes it weird that they had that intro. Like, here's a really cool flying game. Oh wait, no, it's just a.
Chad always tells me Avicii's a big deal.
Huh. It's cool that there's not just one mode to it.
In Vector. I like it. I would actually play that one.
Sure.
2 years ago announced.
2 years ago, yeah. I remember like making fun of Avicii and chat was like, no, Kyle, Avicii's good. Avicii's good.
Apparently one of the top 10 DJs, Kyle.
Wait, what? Did chat say that?
Yeah.
Top 10 DJs. There you have it.
Doesn't the Andy Samberg skit make fun of that guy?
What Andy Samberg skit?
The one where he's a DJ, the bass or whatever.
The bass.
That's making fun of Avicii
Andy
when it's,
Samberg
what is it?
skit.
The bass is about to drop.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm one of the top 20 DJs. Big whoop. Big whoop,
man.
chat.
You are not one of the top
It's not
20.
that hard. Yeah, it's not that hard to get on the
I
list.
read Spin Magazine. They said you're not even the top 50.
Spin took me out of the top 50?
Yes. You dropped down to 71.
I'm at least 71. Okay.
But we have, you know, it's interesting. We got like Thumper. Like, is this a trend that we're getting these kind of like VR music rhythm, first person, crazy, chaotic color fests?
No, I mean, that game's been in development for a long time. We really announced 2 years ago? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's too long for that kind of game. I wonder if like integrating VR took them a while on that.
I'm just trying to think of games that are similar than that.
Like
Or similar
Rez,
to
you think?
that,
Are you thinking?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, just that this could be something cool. Because actually, when I first saw it, I thought of the Ubisoft flying game. You know, just anything where the tunnels are just going at you.
For sure.
Wait, Eagle Flight?
Eagle Flight, yeah. Kind of just that world looked like Eagle Flight, like level graphics. It looked like looked like you were like in a volcano in the Eagle Flight world.
You were never in a volcano in Eagle Flight. Oh, I was saying if you took Eagle Flight into there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to make VR work is go low poly, low detail, just so you can hit that frame rate.
Especially for something with going that fast, where
Yeah.
you really want to focus on the buttons and like that. Yeah, I imagine you just kind of zone into that game and the background starts to vanish. If you want to get good at it, caca for sure.
Well, they had a split screen there too, which would make me think that you wouldn't do that in VR.
I think it's not VR exclusive.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That split screen, yeah, could have also, because rhythm game and split screen, like game where I got to do button prompts and I can only see a quarter of the screen. I wonder if that was something created for the trailer.
All right, this is one of the last two announcements, says Damiani.
Rhyme?
This is Rhyme 2, yep.
Rhyme 2. Rhyme 2?
Rhyme 2 Patapon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like, this is Patapon 2.
Whoa! That's Rayquaza.
fly over the mines, guy.
Yeah, this is like Panzer Dragoon.
When you can't tell what the first letter is exactly.
From today.
Available worldwide today.
Was that Shadow Drop?
Ore.
Did they Shadow Drop that?
Yeah.
They did.
Go download that today. That's a Shadow
PSVR.
Drop. Official Shadow Drop. No, that was not VR.
Not VR. We're out of VR zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in Shadow Drop zone.
Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3.
Ore. Dragon game. Download it today.
We have 5 more games according to their count.
That's weird. It seems like that would be a press conference announcement. Go download this today.
Yeah.
They pushed it out. I think that means we might see another Shadow Drop within the press conference itself.
Sure.
Or maybe they're just not confident in it.
Yeah, my hype is building to unsafe levels. I'm not comfortable with
for
how
the
much
actual
hype is
press
building
conference?
for the actual press conference, man.
Yeah.
If we're getting just all of this crazy stuff out of the way beforehand.
Yeah, it's
kind of a fun
interesting.
way
It's
to
like
do
a
it.
flying Shadow of the Colossus kind of thing. And turning into kids and stuff. It's very curious.
You're a kid. You're a dragon. Whoa. But yeah, definitely.
A little bullet hell going on.
Yeah, definitely unique style. Like, this is a game you throw into a montage, and like I know what game you're showing me right away.
Mm-hmm. Except you don't, because it's out.
Right. People could be streaming that right now.
Kyle's looking at his legs.
Did you hear the premise of what the game is?
What? No. What's getting the premise from Damiani?
It's a world where there's like titans.
Right.
They're but they're not doing their job anymore. Something's gone wrong with
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Healing the world, reprogramming the Titans to get them to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay, so they're ramping up for the full show now. It looks like they're done. Oh, one more?
We've got 16 games they've talked about so far. Well, maybe they talked about those two. I think they talked about a couple of VR titles I didn't write down. There was what was the food truck? Food of the Dead or something?
I forgot the title already.
Dead food truck game.
Dead food truck game. From Pixel Jaunt.
So it looks like they're
Dead
ramping
Hungry.
up. Get Hungry? Or Dead Hungry?
Dead Hungry.
Dead Hungry, right. Thank you. Is that chat coming through with that?
Yeah.
So it seems like we're at a lull right now.
Sure.
Got to bring up Dreams before we actually get into the press conference.
I
We're
feel
talking
like
about Dreams,
it's
and
gotta
not
be
just the
time.
dreams that we want, but the actual game that is called Dreams.
I bet yes. My bet is yes, we'll see it.
That I've seen several times but have not played, and I wonder if VR is the big slowdown because we just haven't heard anything in a while. A lot of people in chat I saw even before before this went live, were nervous that Dreams is just completely canceled.
No.
But Media Molecule seems like a team that could be given a little bit of time, could be given some time to just kind of goof around, and make that game what they want it to be.
Moss Mouth.
So yeah, I would not be surprised if there's a giant VR push. And then a big VR demo when we finally hear more from that game.
Hedge Mage.
Possibly today.
So this is the last thing before the conference?
Oh,
Spelunky,
yeah.
That's Spelunky.
That's Spelunky, for sure. Spelunky dos. Oh, the beard. Oh.
Old man Spelunky
getting
died.
heavy.
Damiani.
To the skies.
Oh, wow, yeah.
What?
Ooh, Airlunky.
That word makes no sense.
Hidden sounds.
You know what? I actually really like that 2 reveal. There wasn't space for it
So
before.
does that mean we're going to the moon specifically?
Yeah, we're spelunking on the moon, baby.
Whoa. That was a fun tease.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's not going to be exclusive.
Yeah, coming to PS4.
That game's coming on
no
Switch.
other language. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
PC.
Oh, we're in an amphitheater now, folks. We're
Oh,
going right
hey.
in.
So now the show's beginning. Cool.
Ubisoft?
And audio's full on, Damiani? Everyone can hear? Yeah. Cool.
Whoa. Oh, no. Whoa,
Oh,
look at
this
that.
is a great little animation.
These graphics are so expensive.
Yeah, they are. But they did the stars for TGS as well, so it's interesting they did the same package.
Our first game reveal, Paris.
I'd play it.
This should be the boot up screen when I turn on my PS4.
Yeah.
I'm so disappointed.
Just like 14 seconds.
Or they should at least have something like this for a theme.
Like when you first turn it on. Like
Yeah,
when you
yeah.
buy your PS4, this should be how it starts.
PCs used to do that. PCs used to make a big deal out of starting it up
Like,
for the
that's
first
like
time.
your internet settings menu.
Yeah.
That's like, what region are you in?
Looks like the Death Star there.
Lego Death Star.
Enhance.
Oh, what are we going into, baby?
God of War. Neo?
No.
We're in Japan.
Well, yeah, probably.
Oh, it's the Wii U tech demo.
Yep.
Yeah.
We made a
Sony wanted to
full
show-
game out of
Sony
the
wanted
Wii
to
U
show
tech
them how
demo.
to make it right. They're like,
Samurai.
here's HD.
Looks really nice.
Onimusha?
You are a warrior.
I wonder if it is.
I can see
man. He's got a bow. I like what I'm seeing so far.
trained
Oh,
your
yes.
whole life for this.
Give me whatever.
Please
it
don't
says.
be VR.
Please.
They're not going to open with VR.
You have
That
won
looks so
battles
Onimusha right there.
that lesser men have called unwinnable, yes?
Bushido Blade?
Onimusha. Come on. What do you got?
I think if it was Bushido Blade, they would have started with the Square Enix logo.
Your sword. Do you know how I prepared for today? I learned. I know your language, your traditions, your beliefs.
Oh. Wow.
Which villages to tame and
What a calm.
which to burn.
Calm as the village burns down. It's a pretty tranquil
So I'll
trailer.
ask
Digging it.
Once again, Samurai. Do you surrender?
I think this might be Sucker Punch.
Yeah?
Like, this is a big budget game.
Yeah, it is.
Tenchu.
It's a samurai.
Became a ninja at the end.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Like, who made this?
I want to know. Give me a dev.
Oh, and here we go, baby.
It is Sucker Punch.
Wow.
Wow.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Look at that.
Incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jim Ryan.
Wow. What a game.
Production.
That tone.
So we're not getting a new Onimusha, but we might as well be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's like
there were
nothing
no
supernatural
moving
about it, you know?
great
That's
attacks.
Oh, there might be something supernatural.
Thank you for
At
joining
the end
us
there
tonight.
with the fire going away from
It's
him.
now 5
and-
years
yeah.
since we launched PlayStation
Oh, right,
4,
when you put
and
the
I
mask on?
still
You're
have
right,
the honor
Jones.
to unveil a brand
5
new
years since
AAA
PS4
game,
launched?
the astonishing Ghost of Tsushima
No.
from Sucker
Please
Punch.
said.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's not the last surprise that you're about to get.
Wow.
The first
You've seen the
surprise is
power of
last one.
PlayStation 4
I wanna
provide
watch
you
that
not only
again.
with immersive
That was a
storytelling,
good trailer.
but also allows developers to fulfill their wildest dreams. The great news is that these developers are now extracting more and more power from the machine with increasingly spectacular results.
This is true.
That's why a single creative mind like Toby Fox can deliver one of the year's biggest hits in Undertale.
Good call out.
Why a small studio like Ninja Theory can take you on a thrilling personal journey with AAA production values in Hellblade. And our own worldwide studios can bring alive Horizon Zero Dawn's breathtaking wilderness in dynamic 4K resolution and HDR. Furthermore, you can expect innovative new dimensions in gameplay as we continue to explore the possibilities of virtual reality.
Still.
The bottom line is that
focused on
there is
VR,
so
still
much
investing.
power and potential packed into
Feels good.
PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4
Definitely
Pro.
different vibes from E3.
But innovation will
Mm-hmm.
continue to accelerate and proliferate. In
We're getting the
coming
hard
months
sell
and
right
years.
now.
Yeah, we're getting press conference
With more than
here.
225 games offering graphical enhancements on
225
PlayStation
games.
4 Pro.
Yeah, what a
And
number.
More than
It means
100
nothing,
games compatible with PlayStation VR. PlayStation is already the best place to play. As we will show you tonight, it's thrilling
Whoa,
to
that
think
Xbox
there's even
used to
more
say
to
that.
come.
Ooh.
Best pace.
While we continue
best
to
place
focus
play.
on bringing you the games you love, we're also focused on expanding the PlayStation community. We're excited about innovation like PlayLink, highly social, easy to play, localized and fun. We've been thrilled with the success of That's You, with over
localized
3
and
million
fun.
downloads to date, and see more social and family-orientated games give us an opportunity to expand our reach and amplify our mission to be
really
the
dirty
best
floor.
place to play.
Yeah.
The past 20 years have seen trends come and trends go. We're still here, stronger than ever, and well-positioned for the future. The
Trends come and
ecosystem of
trends go,
today
Kyle.
will be more powerful,
PlayStation lives
more
forever.
engaging, and more immersive tomorrow. The maturity of the gaming industry is an incredible asset to a dynamic and exciting future for PlayStation.
Ghosts of Tsushima.
Ultimately,
Oh my
what's been
god.
left? Action
Ooh.
is everything.
Yeah, you gotta pour
and
over
the
those
proof
last
is
3
in the
shots.
journey into the
So quick.
extraordinary world.
Putting the mask on, which is like a ninja thing, but he's a samurai.
That you're about to enjoy.
Dang.
I think you'll agree that the best place to play just keeps getting better.
What a villain.
So let's take a look at some of the most sought-after, exclusive content.
I studied
our
your
industry
villages.
has
The villain
ever
or just
seen.
some guy. Yeah, I know your language.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to think if we've seen this before.
Interesting style.
I have not seen this before.
Pixel Opus?
Pretty.
Something.
Feather brush.
That's a witch's broom.
Ooh.
Huh.
Okay.
It's weird because
He tags
you're,
because he cares.
It's like the
you're
self
manipulating it,
puzzles.
but it's also sort of predetermined.
Yeah.
No, here we go.
Okay.
I feel really lonely watching this. It's really beautiful, but it's just like,
Oh,
Whoa.
What?
yeah, get
Your
some
friends
friends.
are
There we
coming
go.
to
No, these are bullies.
Oh.
Dude, stop painting up my house.
Help me, my monsters.
Art is the weapon.
My monsters are gonna beat you up.
Yeah, so like, I'm waiting for the hook between the painting, the graffiti, and the world.
Looks cool though, huh?
Yeah, I mean it looks good, but
What's the game?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
I was like, oh, it was gonna be puzzle stuff. Nah.
Jones, I get the impression the game's about loneliness.
Yeah.
Like it's about getting bullied and like finding solace in your own weird drawings.
Been there, Kyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like imaginary friend kind of vibe. Yeah.
Everything's okay.
Wait. Looks like Willy Wonka's factory.
Don't be lonely.
See, everyone sees it as like a desolate
Very
place. He
interesting
sees
game.
it as a
Concrete
beautiful
Genie.
work of art.
Huh.
Concrete Genie.
2018.
Yeah, so I think one of the things that really fascinated me about that too was the continuation of those characters. Like, I think one of my favorite shots is he like walked by a painting he'd already made, and they were like, ah, they're like
Yeah.
waving at you as you walked by.
Like they stay there the whole
So it'd be
game.
interesting
Yeah.
to see like that one first person he saw,
Yeah.
that monster like coming back again and again and again.
London Studio is our first Playlet game.
I've been watching you, Erica.
Well, that's creepy.
Flavor works.
I've
Whoa.
been watching you for a very long time.
Wait, is this live action?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
They've been watching you too.
No, I think that's a model.
No.
They've been waiting.
Touch her world. I don't know about that phrase.
Yeah, that's like.
Oh yeah, that's.
Touch
I wonder
her
if there's a
world.
mix. If they have like a really.
Just remember.
It's like a John Mayer lyric. I want to touch your world.
Don't break the seal.
Slash. Why would you not pick Slash?
I can't protect you.
I mean, super interesting style, but just like very low energy right now. Erica, all right.
Murder mysteries.
Not really so much seeing the consequence there. Yeah, what's this weird little style, like?
Just like
She was back
tapping
there.
his hands over his beard.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Ace Combat 7. Okay.
Yep. This is great.
VR montage. So they only. That's weird. They like brought up the Playlet thing only to show like one game.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna be wrapping up VR here.
Well, I think we'll probably see a montage and then like maybe
some new announcements.
1 or 2 new games.
Never give, you gotta take. Be the catapult to storm the gates. Cause the champion is never given in. See you through till
Rec Room? Yeah, that's on Vive, I think.
There's Moss.
That's some new stuff. Maybe not.
Apex Construct.
It's been ripped apart by an unknown force.
Your chains will not hold me down. The break and fall to the ground. Can't tame these lions inside.
Corvo's mask.
Fire is real like thunder ready for a fight. These lions inside. These lions inside.
Hello? Where am I?
Yeah, so this makes me think that what they do with the pre-show is actually really good because I think in the past we would have seen this stuff and then there would have been more in the post-show, and maybe they'll still have more in the post-show. But I feel like a lot of people just don't want to stick around for a post-show. Whereas pre-show, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I want to watch this press conference. Okay, I might as well watch this while I'm waiting.
Yeah, Transference, Elijah Wood thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I played this demo. It was interesting.
Ultra Wings. Yes.
There's no reason to have a handgun in the plane other than just for fun.
Yeah.
Right. Eden tomorrow, huh?
Oh, wow. 5 point plus there.
Let's take a break for some fishing.
They really did.
Yep.
How many times, Kyle, have you seen a plane crash in a World War II movie and they need the gun to build
Come
up?
to see what's biting.
Oh,
have
nice.
you?
All right, Damiani, I like that.
PlayStation VR, yes?
It's still here.
It's still here.
Please buy one.
One more year.
PlayStation VR, yeah, you're right.
What do you got?
My name is Ryan Marks. I left London to be a soldier. But then they came for my family.
Like the silenced pistol.
So will this title be called Ryan Marks?
Now I'm back, and
Wow,
everything
it's like-
just got a little bit complicated.
Just like GoldenEye, man.
Don't take bad man for a joker. I don't wanna do man over, but I'm raw getting closer and closer. Get shit resolved, I'm quick, no
Yeah, the
glamour and
vibe
glitch,
changed.
just glamoring quick.
It really did.
I'm on my ting, won't quit. I'm a real bad man, I get a bad man hit. Wow, rage, I'm coming for you. I get this result, I'm coming for you.
weird. This reminds me a lot of the.
Fucking dead.
Ooh, boy, look at that guy.
It was all his idea.
That's a pretty good character model for VR.
I shot him.
Whoa. I
Cut to wide. Cut to wide.
The chase or the case or the job or the What was it?
I think it was called London Heist.
London
actually.
Heist.
Oh, it's ready now.
And he says he's
No.
in London.
It was part of the first,
Right.
like demo disc, basically the place, the VR experience.
I wonder if that was just like
Yeah, probably same
Kitchen is to
studio.
RE7, what London Heist is, whatever this is.
Yeah.
Blood and Truth.
I thought you were gonna turn
Uncharted
around and
moment.
start- What are you? It's like, hey, I'm in the air.
Wow.
Give me a shot of the carpet.
That was
shot.
a funny
Very
shot.
bad shot.
Okay, give me a shot of the carpet. Great.
Let's take that shot back.
PlayStation VR marks
Weird
its
little,
first year in the market.
rec lounge in
It's
the back.
really moving to see how development teams are starting to see the raw
I think
power
we should focus
of
less
this
time maybe on the
game-changing
desk
technology.
and more just having like
We're
lazy
witnessing
boys
the birth
just
of
kind
new
you know,
styles
we're
of
all-
gaming,
and not like next to each other.
storytelling,
Like
and
I wouldn't want to be in the
visceral
back,
experiences.
like way in the back.
I would be
just kind of-
shouting
The future of
kind of on my
PlayStation
phone.
VR
Yeah.
is
You know, just like,
extremely
oh, yeah.
bright, and we look forward to unveiling more in the near future.
Okay, that might be it for PSVR.
One
I
of the
feel pretty good
consistent
about
factors in our
most of those
success
titles.
over the four
Sure.
generations
There-
of consoles
Yeah, I hear
has
you,
been
John.
the unwavering
dumb idea
support of our
was
partners.
Support.
sold.
We were
poorly.
delighted to feature a massive amount of
third-party stuff
indie
now.
and VR content in the pre-show. And now it's time to showcase 6 games, all of which offer features and benefits unique to PlayStation from some of our most valued partners, all of whom we've been working with from the very beginning.
Third party
Yeah,
with
and-
exclusive
Let's start with a
only
new
on
trailer
PlayStation
from
content.
Yeah.
Wow.
That he phrased very
Ubisoft.
carefully.
Years in development. What do you got first?
Folks, it's a beautiful sunny
Far
weekend.
Cry 5.
Far Cry 5 probably,
How
yeah.
will you be spending your
Oh,
time
okay, Far Cry
outdoors?
time.
Really, they're gonna have exclusive content for Far Cry 5?
Of course they are.
Ew.
So far, everything is from the demo that we played.
Yeah. What do you got for us?
Imagine me
What?
Oh, multiplayer.
no matter how the dust the dies, it has to be. The only one for me is you.
Head
Oh,
cheeseburger?
It's funny.
those icons so unappealing.
Because yeah, for a lot of people, that's not a
Yeah.
good sign. Okay. Such a weird vibe from this game.
Yeah.
So serious 1 minute, so jokey the next.
I like the
I like the zip line guy going by.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the Far Cry 4 co-op was fantastic. It was really, really fun.
Yeah, the bubbles definitely are strange.
That could be a lot of fun.
What was
the vibe
uniquely
of that trailer was
PlayStation about that,
weirdo.
The content. You're gonna have exclusive content.
Destiny.
Yeah, that's what sucks. Is like there's nothing innate to the platform that's an advantage. It's like, hey, we like lock down some exclusive little guns and missions. You know what I mean? It stinks.
Guardian, what I'm about to tell you stays between us.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
While we've been fighting,
They're hyping this.
And the
Gate
other
has opened on
3
us.
million Guardians.
Yeah.
And an army of past and future machines amasses. They intend to reshape the universe in their image. But there is one who has glimpsed this dark future. He was my mentor, Osiris, the most notorious Guardian in Vanguard history. Once, his dangerous ideas nearly destroyed us, and he was banished. Now he has returned, but will he be a powerful ally, or bring us death? You are the one thing they have not foreseen. Go to Mercury and find Osiris. Time is not on our side.
Yeah, now I get why people were talking about the disconnect of them talking to you like
Curse
you're
of
the
Osiris.
chosen one or something in
Oh
this
yeah.
game.
So when
This
is
just
this?
between you and me is so funny. That's so funny. It's cool to see a story trailer though. I didn't mind it.
Not really specifying what was exclusive to Sony there. Just the first time we got to see that expansion trailer. We got what, Trials of Osiris before?
What?
Didn't Osiris pop up in some other expansion for Destiny?
I wouldn't know, to be honest with you.
I thought there was something else with Osiris in it.
Okay.
Capcom Monster Hunter.
Ooh, that environment.
Yeah.
Spiky.
Yeah, it's cool to have a trailer where the camera hangs out behind the character like this.
Whoa.
See, it's interesting because Damiani was saying like he wants some Shadow of the Colossus with the HUD up and actually seeing the game.
Yeah.
And it's like some games like that, like Shadow, I don't think we'll ever get that trailer until like right before that game comes out. But with something like Monster Hunter, like that's how you sell it. Like always, you know.
Oh man.
Right.
You're gonna get hit, Damiani.
Yeah, lots of hits. Lots of fighting.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I think that's why I'm just so blown away by this game is that the proof is right there. You know, that you can see the game. It's not a lot of smoke and mirrors here.
It's like walking around in a PS1 CG cutscene.
Wow. Yeah, this game just seems like a good time. I'm so excited.
Nice. Oh,
yeah.
Almost.
What?
A lot of bones.
Oh!
Oh boy.
Show it! Oh.
Wow. This campaign, man.
Yeah.
Every time they just show up some crazy gameplay
Is that
stuff.
Horizon Zero
Yes,
Dawn?
it is.
Oh, that is true.
Guest character.
Nice.
Or maybe just her costume. And the cat has the...
Wait, yeah.
Total guest character.
Yeah, that's so cool.
What? Well, there's your exclusive.
Yeah.
Because Link was in a bunch of the
Play
other
as
Monster Hunters,
Alloy.
right? Yeah. Or Link stuff. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Beta. On 12/9.
For PlayStation Plus, yeah.
Busy December, boys.
That's cool.
Oh.
Monster Hunter has always had a lot of guest
Super
stuff, so that
dramatic.
makes sense.
Detroit. No.
Yeah, there's a Call of Duty.
God. What are you gonna do? After all the trailers, how are you selling it?
What a weird shot.
Yeah.
Loading the bazooka.
That was like Breaking Bad style.
Yeah, it's real back and forth between cinema and gameplay. I would not be the guy that takes those shots. I want my sniper to be very steady. Weird.
I've never seen this type of style before.
I guess that was the name of that village that they were taking there?
Carrington bonus map.
Oh, there it is.
Carrington bonus. You got your answer.
There you go.
Yeah, got it.
Boys.
It wasn't a trailer for the
Xbox
game.
owners skipping out on Carrington like a bunch of
a
suckers.
trailer for
The
Carrington.
Resistance, January 30th.
Oh, man.
There's all your exclusives, man.
Ooh.
Enjoying it, PlayStation.
All right, we're done with third parties.
Only the PlayStation is capable of having Carrington.
First.
Oh.
All right, no, Carrington was a different thing. Huh?
Codemasters, we got a racing game here.
We had that thing that everybody wanted.
Yeah. What are you doing, Codemaster?
You had me 2 seconds. This is good. Little Rocket League vibes here, too.
We got a group stream.
Codemasters, nice.
We got a group stream.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, you know, like they absorbed the Evolution guys. They've got a lot of staff going on right now.
Pretty fun. Same course though the whole time. Really just focusing on this one course here. Don't tease.
Yeah, this is like Motorstorm.
And Evolution made Motorstorm?
Yeah.
Cool.
On Rush.
Close down the run.
Summer 2018.
Is there still Rush in the mountains?
That was a good trailer. Summer 2018. Cool. Star Wars. Game engine footage. It is too late for this.
Yeah.
It should be game footage when you were this close to release.
In Star Wars, boy.
This is actual campaign stuff that they were always not wanting to show?
I think it's still multiplayer, man.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's cross generations. They were showing
I like the
droids and
score of
stuff.
this trailer. Yeah, too much cinematic stuff at this point. Come on.
The Empire's time has come.
That helmet looked way
It was
big.
too big. A little too big.
I was like, wait.
Introducing Chibi mode.
Thank you to all our partners. It's a real privilege to have your titles on our platform. A key differentiator for PlayStation is its best-in-class development teams that make up Worldwide Studios. We have a great lineup of exclusive games coming soon, only on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, Spaceballs vibes.
Show me Spider-Man.
Okay.
Wow me.
Wow, Damiani. Yeah, is there
go.
Spider-Man here?
What's next?
That was good.
Safer than ever.
Yep.
New logo.
Peter
Where's
Parker
Peter?
can have more to life.
Are you in trouble?
I'm getting
need
chill.
No, I mean I'm a little behind on my rent, but
Aunt May?
no, I'm fine. Take care of this place.
Oh, baby.
Whoa. Yeah, walking around as Peter.
I'm stoked.
Best part.
Martin Livingston.
It's Miles. He's gonna be helping out around.
Acts of extraordinary bravery. I'm the one who kept order in
A lot of villains.
What is this? Devil's breath.
Your city and everything you care about will be destroyed. People will beg you for help, but you won't be able to save them.
Get more backup. Wait!
Boy, you gonna play this?
Yeah, we had some MJ gameplay there.
I think it might have just swapped to her perspective.
Just for a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like you're helping her and she's just watching you do a quick time event or something.
Maybe the city needs our friend.
Yes, get in that apartment.
A friend? Oh, you mean Spider-Man. Okay.
Shocker reveal. Cool. Yes!
Oh, I don't
Yes,
think
that
I've
was a
seen that
good
logo
trailer.
before.
Anyone else need a breather?
Nah.
Oh, man. No release date, though. 2018.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fall. I think that's fall 2018.
Yeah, it looks like we're a ways out.
Ooh,
That was
baby,
kills.
though. Wow, what
I
a
try not
trailer.
to think about that game too much.
Here's Detroit.
Man.
You've been gone for 2 weeks, so the place
And
is a
there's
mess.
Yep.
You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals.
We're this guy's
That's
mate?
Alice. You look after her.
We're going to kill
Homework,
this guy.
Bath, all that crap.
Kara's
Got
going
it?
to kill this man.
Right away, Todd.
Oh man, that's the dream.
Aren't you going to
Robot
school today?
Yeah, just anybody. Can you just play clean in here?
I'm sure we used to be friends before I was reset. Maybe we can be friends again.
Reset.
Uh-oh. Something bad happened.
David Cage writing dialogue.
A key. What could that open?
You shouldn't mess around with my stuff.
Oh, we're killing you, dude.
Nervous.
I'm sorry, Todd.
What are you looking at? Maybe you think this is easy. Maybe you think it's my fault your fucking mother took off. Fucking whore walked down on me for a fucking
Whoa.
Kara, do something.
You stay there. Don't you dare fucking move. Alice!
Sick.
Daddy's
Our
very
systems
bad.
are like messed
Here
up.
we go. Man.
Oh no.
Wow.
Daddy isn't angry anymore.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Daddy loves you. This is all your fault!
He's coming. He's gonna hurt me. Run! Get away, or he's gonna break you like last time.
It's so tough because you don't want to spoil too much of this game, but yeah, this is what I wanted. Just another scenario.
But this is so
Just
heavy.
opening up, where all this could go, and this is what a scenario. My goodness.
I do what I want with her!
Always little kids. There's always some kid in danger.
Yeah. Slash.
Yeah,
Choose
it's
slash.
showing so many different options.
We taught the daughter how to shoot.
Look at that flow chart.
She's not my mother, Todd.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
trailer.
yes.
Really good trailer. Spring 2018.
Heavy.
Yeah, I mean that part of the game is ruined, but they sold it. They
But I
sold
mean,
the game
you
much
still
better.
don't know
with
how
that.
your thing is going to end. Like
Yeah.
you don't, and all the work that you could do to build up to to hopefully having that
I
slam dunk.
just hope they do a better job because when I played the demo, I felt like I did so many things right, and then just like right at the end, there's this weird borderline tough decision, and it's like, oh, nope, you failed.
A little interesting. It was weird.
Play
But
the
now
game
we're
again.
talking about God of War. God of War. God of War.
That's a soul eater. If that kills us, that's it. No Valhalla, no hell, no afterlife, ever.
Sorry, no Valhalla, no hell? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's looking forward to hell.
Mom made them sound more dangerous than that.
Then do not drop your guard. Come.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, just get into it. Yes.
I love a continuous gameplay
I think
demo.
this is the first like really big multi-enemy fight we've seen uninterrupted. No cuts.
He took out 3 dudes in the reveal. But you're right, this is cool.
The backwalking.
Oh. They just kicked me.
Yeah, I'm really trying to look at that kid and see how he's interacting.
Okay.
Wow, amazing.
Follow me.
Yes, sir.
Mash play. Oh, no mashing.
Oh no.
This is not God of War.
He's been working out.
A little bit of gameplay.
That doesn't sound like a soul eater.
That's March. That's March.
What do you think it is?
We shall see, boy.
It's a scary witch, boy.
Gaia.
Everyone's looking around like, what?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, Horizon. Smoothest transition.
This is soon. This is like November 7th.
Yeah, very, very soon.
Seamless. Yep, lots of snow. Uh-huh. Ooh, that guy's new.
Yeah, that was Wolf. That was cool. Hate the birds.
Oh, okay. Little hop is new, I think. I
Yeah,
thought,
I didn't know
I thought
they
she was
did a
gonna
hop.
write
Detroit
it.
definitely got more time.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a very short DLC.
Oh, Blood and I had points on the line with that, though.
Yeah.
We got Owen Blood.
This is Shadow of the Colossus.
Nice.
Yeah, wasn't there a Horizon versus something else screen time?
Yeah,
It was Detroit, and Detroit was huge.
Wait,
a lot of
that's the
screen
same
time.
point.
I think I went on with Detroit with that.
Dude.
I feel
This is
good.
what Damiani wanted. Look at this.
What the
Cool.
Started at a save point.
Wow,
Ooh, it looks
look at
very
this.
good.
Wow. Where on earth is
That's what I mean. This is. Okay, now this looks more familiar.
Oh, we're gonna go fight this one.
All right.
But that forest.
This is one of my faves, man. Running and jumping onto this wing
the
is so
flying
good.
one in the desert. This one's epic.
Yeah.
You gotta ride your horse to get on it.
That's all of them.
No, like alongside it.
Yeah.
You race with it. Full speed. You gotta like shoot its sacks.
man.
to make
Wow, it
come
looks
down.
so good.
Yeah.
Blue Point.
Let's just remake this game forever.
Holy crap.
Let's do it. Take it down.
Yes. There's
Wow,
a reticle.
there it is.
Okay.
I told Damiani he wasn't getting it. There we go.
That looks pretty much the same.
It's not quite full HUD, but yeah.
I mean, like
this
how
is
it's
gameplay.
handling looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there isn't really much of a HUD.
Alright, we want to see.
Oh
how
yeah,
this
maybe
looks.
you're right. Maybe
grip-
we
the
won't-
grip meter
we won't
doesn't
see
show
it
up
until he
until,
jumps on.
When he jumps on, I want to see how this looks. Because it looks janky and all the other things.
The animation of him actually, yeah. Still a little
Okay,
janky.
still a little janky, but
Yeah, you saw some textures load in, so you know it's like this definitely raw
still not
gameplay.
showing like the grip meter, but maybe there's time.
You gotta have a grip meter, right? It's the only thing you level up. And
Yeah, it would definitely pop up there, so you could tell how powerful your attack is.
It's cool.
Interesting that they haven't tacked on some HD remake subtitle onto
That's
it.
fine.
Just Shadow
Just Shadow Colossus, you're right. That is crazy, actually, because it's a whole different
This
game.
is the only version you need.
Yeah.
No point in playing the old
Hopefully,
one. This is it.
we've made one thing clear to you tonight. It's a great time to be a gamer.
That's it?
Well, no.
To close the show, let's
Yeah.
have
Yeah, all
the
right.
first in-depth look at a much anticipated and exclusive title.
Days Gone? Is that what we got left?
From everyone at
Yeah, maybe
PlayStation,
we
thank you
Last of Us
for your continued support. Good night.
It's exclusive, so unless there's something weird exclusive about it, that's not completely exclusive.
Last of Us would be killer right now.
I don't think they say much anticipated
Death
for Days
Stranding,
Gone.
maybe?
That would also be intense.
It's weird. Why have an hour-long pre-show for a 45-minute show?
Please don't be the zombie.
Jones is excited for Days Gone. Let him be.
I
No,
know,
this
but,
is Last
I
of
wanna
Us.
see,
They're not gonna end on
that'd
Days
be the
Gone.
end.
This is The Last of Us,
medieval.
baby. This is Last of Us. Oh, yeah.
That's a car.
Yeah, Last of Us. Wow, these two.
Oh.
Come a long way. Oh, man, look at that. Wow.
They are nested with sin. Free them, that they may know my...
Some guy whistling in the audience?
No, it was in the game.
Oh.
She stopped when she heard that.
Yara! Where is the other apostate?
That's Scar.
Spit
Clip her wings.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Press square to clip wings.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh wow.
Oh.
If this is Days Gone, it's all new characters.
I would be very, very surprised if this was Days Gone.
Demons
Did
are
you
coming.
believe in this girl?
Cut her down. She's one of them. Lev.
They call them demons? The demons are coming?
Demons and apostates.
Watch your backs.
Yeah.
Those were clickers.
Yeah, that was a click.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, really know who those people are.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Wow, ended it there. Let the speculation begin.
Yeah, weird.
Close it out with a montage.
So what was weird about that is there were no cuts. That was just one long continuous shot of the camera moving around
Sure.
these characters.
But I mean, also, yeah,
God of War
like, no
style.
characters we know. But, like the
Yeah.
only real confirmation is those clickers at the end.
Yeah.
I'm the one that makes people see it stand up. Much more than the other in the block, you know.
Montage on the way out.
I'm gonna need to see the Ghost of Tsushima trailer again. I'm gonna cue that up.
Yeah, that was the point where I'm going back and looking at all these like titles, and being like, "What was Onrush?"
Oh no, Onrush.
The cool racing
Oh, the
game.
car, the racing game.
Yeah.
Well, I have PSX because you can charge tickets for PSX. That's why.
Yeah, PSX is an event. That's a whole event.
Yeah.
But I think it makes sense to move PSX more into having the identity of a community-focused event.
Yeah.
It's like we're making something that'll be a good time for the people showing up. We'll have announcements that are exciting for them, kind of like more checking in with franchises they're familiar with and projects you know are happening. than
This is a great
necessarily
remix,
doing
by
those
the
big
way.
premieres.
I think PSX will still be good.
Sure.
When people say this one's gonna blow you away, it didn't blow us away. We had Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, absolutely, and several great trailers, but we're not floored. Weird that it was so short.
Yeah. Because they started late, so that was less than 45 minutes then.
Still
Crazy.
no dreams.
Still no dreams.
Still no dreams.
Take your time.
They
So
haven't
it's like
said it's
Media
canceled,
Molecule.
right?
Take your time. No, and I think
How's the lounge doing?
I think they
Lights
still
back
do
on the
live streams
lounge.
and stuff for Dreams. Like
Don't
I think
touch that
they
dial. Don't touch. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more. We're
don't-
going to get a
don't-
behind-the-scenes look at a
don't
lot of
point
those
at
new
us.
games that were just announced.
Don't
today,
point
so
at us
stay
like
right
this.
there.
Stop this.
Very quick. Our panel of hosts here. What did you think?
Everybody, don't touch that
God
dial.
of War.
We're gonna be talking about this
Yeah,
for at least
they're,
half an hour.
they're just doing post recap right now, so we'll see if they don't do anything else.
All right. Okay.
I am shocked by more Last of Us. I gotta be honest. I did not expect to see more Last of Us.
We didn't
for a
even talk
long
about it.
time.
It wasn't even on the list.
Right.
Yeah. Because I thought it'd be crazy to see more of it.
Clearly, like a very specific scene. Like, I mean, they must be loving that though, because they know, like, we don't know who any of these people are.
I think that's the intro.
Throwing out other names, obviously, like the demons or the whatever. Like, these are all different gangs. You know.
No, I mean the
and-
demons were the clickers. That's what how this
Oh, is
group
that how they
refers to the
call
clickers.
them? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting.
Clipper wings though is interesting. Does that mean those are fireflies? I mean,
Oh sure. I buy that.
Sure.
Very clever,
Which is-
Blood.
she's one of them. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
she's a, and of course we know from the first trailer, Ellie said, you know, I'm going to kill all of them.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I wonder if it's interesting because we've had 2 trailers for Last of Us so far, Last of Us Part 2, and only see a clicker just for a half second right at the end of the second one.
Mhm.
And so I like kind of more of the emphasis focusing on not only obviously like the depravity between different people and kind of like who you can trust and who you can't trust in this world, but like what these gangs are and how they were formed and what they fight for and what they believe in.
Ooh, they're showing Ghost of Tsushima again.
And showing that, you know,
what?
her, or just talking about Sucker Punch in general, but just, you know, them saying like, okay, you know, her coming in, I'm like, I'm not going to cut her down because she's with that other, you know, rival faction of ours.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, man, clickers are showing up. Cut her down. We're going to need more, you know. So just that, kind of those checks and balances of like, who do you trust in what situation? It'd be really interesting to see the dynamics of who is your enemy or not shift during a sequence. Like
Yeah.
for you to be stealthing around a corner, waiting to like get the drop on someone and choke them out, and then all of a sudden here comes a clicker behind you and you're forced out of cover, and you and that person might not necessarily go for you right away. They might see the clicker as an enemy, you know, and then maybe you both kind of fight to take that clicker down, and then now the clicker's dead and you both look at each other, oh yeah, that's right, we were fighting too. Like, that'd be an interesting thing to play around with. Because I think even I think a lot of people talked about that kind of being the new frontier and actually seeing an improvement, us getting to the point where we're talking about an Xbox One, 2, or a PlayStation 5. Like, what can we expect? What are we really going to see? You know, when we saw Watch Dogs, we're like, whoa! You know, clearly something's happening here. Clearly this is running on hardware we're not familiar with when we first saw Watch Dogs. Like, what's going to be that? How are we going to tell? You know, that first PS5 game we see. And I think seeing a scenario like that where you see AI dynamically adjusting, you know, that it's not so simple that I am an enemy and you are a good guy, you know, to see that whole concept kind of shaken up. And I wonder if that's what we're going for. That's the vibe I take. That and I think it was clearly you know, I thought it was Last of Us. I think it was clearly a ploy to have like the tall character and the short character cloaked, dragging a person in. You're like, whoa, guys!
Yeah.
Like, they've gone over the deep end, and then no, they're these are characters you're not familiar with.
I did get a. Oh my goodness. I did get
1274.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, they're dropping.
They're showing that stuff right now. Yeah.
Yeah. What a villain. So good.
But we can,
Jones, I think it's cool. I really do think that's the intro of the game. I think they're intentionally dropping a lot of new information on us. The names of, I forget, the apostles. Is that what they're called, Damiani?
Apostate.
Okay, apostates. And,
Apostate.
Yeah. And then calling them demons and things like that. Yeah, like I think that's kind of interesting. I suspect that's the intro of the game, meant to disorient us before we get to beat Ellie. That was interesting.
All the fireflies, right? Or whatever.
They're called apostates?
No, the group, whatever.
Yeah.
Or what are they called?
Oh, the Fireflies are the
that had to
group in the
like
game.
That. Like what's going on with that?
Yeah.
That's like all that.
But I think to what Jones was speaking of the roles changing more dynamically, I think that's something that you know, one of the few criticisms that we had for The Last of Us was that there, you know, until the DLC, there wasn't any real interaction between enemy humans and creatures, and so I think that's something that, you know, they could easily be putting more of a focus on is that kind of changing dynamic.
we got to shift to Tsushima.
Yeah.
Sure. Hold on. One last thing is chat says that cultists refer to non-believers as apostates.
Okay.
So yeah, it suggests that there's some sort of
Or
religion
people that have
among...
left the group, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Interesting.
So what I think is interesting now, going back and like revisiting this trailer, watching the second time, is very cinematic trailer. I'm guessing in engine, like looked like an engine type of cutscenes that we're seeing, but definitely a focus on representing the environments. Like when it first started out, we were like,
that
what the heck?
pagoda, dude.
And just staring at these, just kind of seeing these environments breathe, seeing the wind pass through them, seeing animals walking around and trees swaying and stuff like. And so even though we only get those precious few slices of gameplay at the end, I still get a sense that this game is performant, baby. Like that's it. And it was interesting. Just to talk about Last of Us just for a second. It was interesting knowing it wasn't Days Gone because it looked too good.
Yeah, you were so sure that was really crazy. Yeah.
That. When she hit the ground, when they dropped her, and her face hit the pavement, it's like, this is not Days Gone.
Wow.
It's just not.
All right, that's really interesting, John.
Because that just that's so pretty, and so it's neat. Yeah, it's neat for them to sell it that way.
Similarly, Ghost of Tsushima looked too good to be from some studio we haven't heard of before.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was.
So are you more excited for the Ghost of Tsushima, Kyle, or are you more excited to finally learn what Sucker Punch is working on?
What do you mean?
Does it matter that Sucker Punch is working on that? Like, can you just be excited about that game? If that was another studio, would you be like, yeah, we'll see? But because you know it's Sucker Punch, are you like, this is it?
It helps. Yeah.
But I think the game that was sold is appealing to anybody, regardless of who that studio is. We haven't had a game like that. A game strictly like that. And I mean, I guess we can make guesses about whether there are this like, I wonder if the fire shot, the flame shot where he puts the mask on and douses the flames, I wonder if that is just a trailer moment or if really that's like there is this sort of supernatural power element to the game. But what was shown was so grounded in history and in reality, and that's what I liked so much. I liked just circling the maps, being alive in that time, and that monologue from the enemy, from the villain, is so good, so strong, intimidating. I really liked that.
And I didn't write this name down. Something concrete? Something?
Concrete Genie.
Concrete Genie, that's right. Maybe I did write down. Concrete Genie, there it is. Yeah, can't read my own writing. But yeah, I mean, so what else? What else is about? What is it specifically about Ghost of Tsushima other than it was we're Huber is long pined for some kind of Onimusha variant. We're coming off fresh from Neo, and that was so great, and those worlds were so exciting. To explore.
Jones just rolling up to a pagoda in ancient Japan. On a horse is just so appealing. That's just immediately appealing. That's innately appealing. Whereas, being in the rain and just fighting clickers, I think, is not innately appealing.
So
you gotta work for that one.
I have not invested in Infamous as much, given how infatuated I am with open worlds, as much as I probably should have. Like, that's kind of a gaping hole in my experience with video games. But from what I could tell from a distance, Infamous is a lot of projectile combat. A lot of throwing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of a distance.
Sure.
Where this seems pretty close. Is this kind of a new realm for Sucker Punch? Has Sucker Punch done something that you can kind of use as an example for how combat might work in this game?
There's also like the stone powers where you just be like mashing on guys, and so like there were like thinking of even like Sly Cooper. It's not like unheard of to be like a melee attacking. But yeah, what? Oh my goodness!
When I think of Sucker Punch, I think of exploration. I think of platforming.
Yeah.
I think of getting from here to there and having that be really fun.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, there's really slow walking into villages, and Samurai, there's lots of standoffs, and like I think about how excellent Neo was in his combat, how challenging that was, how good it felt to just like stand there in that stance and face off against enemies. Like, do you think that'll happen? Do we hope that'll happen?
I feel like I think it's going to be a little bit more speedy. From what I could see, I think that's kind of the take on it, that you can just very quickly, go from enemy to enemy and take guys down that way.
I think we saw like a one-hit stealth kill.
Yeah.
I think we saw like it's not going to be like Neo. It's just like squaring off all the time. Where like I think we killed that person one hit from diving from above.
More agility, I would say.
You're so pumped on that. Is there anything else? I almost feel like compelled to just follow along with them and talk about like stuff that they're
they're bringing
up, because
up.
they are focusing on the more interesting announcements.
Yeah.
The stuff that definitely looked unique, and I think that's I think that's one of the things from the pre-show to the actual press conference that I enjoyed so much today was lots of really interesting games. Lots of interesting games. I was trying to conceive of the concept. Moving forward, just kind of what exactly is happening here. Concrete Genie, I think, is a great example.
Erica, another example. Wipe away her tear, touch her world.
And I think that,
and you know what? I don't want to play a game where I wipe away a woman's tear.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, this one, Erica didn't grab me so much, especially after Detroit, man. I mean, you see this game where
it feels like
showing
Detroit
picture-in-picture multiple examples of the story going in all sorts of web of just all sorts of crazy directions. And it's like, are you going to attack him or not?
Yeah.
And okay, I don't know.
And I get the impression if you choose Slash, he holds her wrist and no, look at this envelope. You know what I mean? It's live action. There's not too many options you could film, right? Cool though. In what you were in your transition, you're bringing up variety and if this is PlayLink like a Hidden Agenda is, and we get to choose together whether we slash or
well, yeah, I think that's the thing that's strange is they're probably explaining it right now, but from the trailer you don't get that sense of what is PlayLink actually doing in this?
Yeah.
But what I liked about Concrete Genie was kind of remind me of Tearaway, in that you're adding things to the environment and seeing them play out, and then those things are following you throughout your journey. So you're making a creative decision, and then they're purposely setting up moments where you can see your thing in the distance.
That's actually a great
there's
analogy.
me, or that thing I built, and now it's back.
Yeah.
And so I like that not only are you putting something in the world, but when you can go back later and also see it interact, like at a distance, I could see that wall 5 blocks away, kind of like these two little monsters interacting with each other.
I think there are at least 3 instances in that trailer where bullies come, shake you around, and then leave you. I don't want to play that game.
Yeah, the bully part was confusing.
Yeah,
kind of what function they serve or what they're doing there.
They're like Nemesis, they just show up, beat you up, and then walk away. It's what? We don't resolve this? Maybe at the end of the game you resolve it. But it seems like they really just beat you up. For most of the
there
game.
was one point where they dump paint down onto the wall.
The bullies?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, so they're erasing what you've created?
I worked hard on those.
Yeah.
Man. Concrete Genie.
You got the different types of bullies too. So lots of interesting stuff going on there. So wait, what are we? Oh, we were still focusing on Erica. Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth was a VR game? What was Blood and Truth?
No, that was about blood.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Blood and Truth was.
Blood and Truth ended really interestingly. Oh, God.
Blood and Truth is a VR game. That was the London one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like GoldenEye, but then it was then the hip hop hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just so I'm just shooting a bunch.
Yeah, well, it looked like, I wonder if that's one of those situations where you can still stealth. I wonder if they're if those levels are this part's stealth, this
Damiani's
part's
got it?
action.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remember the big trailer?
Because we're definitely moving. You're definitely.
Ooh, this is a funny trailer. Oh
yeah.
No, that's not the. Oh no! Damiani, is the stream seeing this stuff? Oh, okay.
Oh,
so explain what we were watching there. They showed the opposite. They showed
Come out
the guy
to the coast,
wearing
have a few
VR
laughs.
headset, climbing through the. Oh man.
He was going.
Oh, great reference.
He was
John.
going through a vent.
Yeah, going through the vent.
Crawling through a vent with Move controllers.
Which actually just kind of unsold me on that game. But if I gotta manually do that with the Move.
Oh yeah.
No way.
That's probably how you move through that area.
Oh boy.
Okay, here it is,
Here,
everybody.
it's got-
Please show it.
So this is what? Yeah, because I think that would turn me off from this game where they're this is the part where you stealth. This is the part where you move along the ground. This is the part where you combat.
I think they are actually showing that trailer right now.
Yeah,
there we go. There it is. Weird then. So it looks like it's kind of Virtual Cop moving for us.
Okay, I can't tell. It looked like because at one point he slid into cover. So
VR
I
Worlds.
wonder.
I couldn't remember that.
I wouldn't have a problem with that.
London Heist is actually good. In VR Worlds, I think it's a highlight. I think it's actually a really good part of that. And so
But you didn't move yourself around in London Heist.
Right.
They moved for you.
They moved for you entirely. Yeah.
So I wonder if that was a test in London Heist to get the shooting right, and then maybe the bump up for their new game is that there are parts where you can actually move around.
Sorry, in London Heist, you're stationary in each section of the game.
Yeah.
So you don't even move. When you say they move for you, you do not move at all in London Heist. And so you know what? I think this is on rails. I think you
CDs
hold the two
flying
moves.
around.
Yeah, which is good. I prefer that. That's as somebody who gets a little sick moving around in VR. If they're moving for me,
Although
it's a
it
little
did
easier
look
to
like
handle.
you kind of have to get into cover there.
So you got that PlayStation VR, Kyle. Is this something
Yeah.
you're going to check out?
I would check this one out.
How long do we think this game is?
I think this is
3 hours.
Yeah.
3 to 2, 2 to
That's
3
what-
hours.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we are again. They really want to sell us being in the vents, which is so weird because you're sitting. You know you're not crawling through a vent, even though you got a 3D headset on. That's why I think the stationary games work best, is just the mind to action.
Oh, like the what's the Pilot Wings game? Something
Ultra Wings.
Ultra Wings.
Oh, we'll
yeah.
get to Ultra Wings.
Okay. That's a highlight.
I don't know if there's much more to say. But
That's a Jones highlight.
I was, really shocked how instantly into Ultra Wings I was. That was like the clouds parted.
Yeah, Jones, if we could go macro for a second, that was a weird show in that it was an hour-long pre-show for the 40-minute show. That's bizarre. That was a strange thing they pulled, where it's almost like typically the things that are saved for a pre-show is just like we couldn't fit it in. We got too many announcements.
Yeah.
But then like you couldn't fit it into your 40-minute show. You could have fit those in. You could have fit Ultra Wings. Well, I mean, they did a montage for VR stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's just so strange what they decided for pre-show and what they decided for the big show.
I'm really intrigued by you shooting that guy in the leg and him reacting instantaneously in his animation. That can't be real.
That's Metal Gear Solid 2, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but Metal Gear,
GoldenEye even.
no, but the animation is the focus here, man. If you got like the robotic guy, no, please don't shoot me, and he's sitting there shaking, and then you shoot him in the leg, and then he goes, versus the guy giving you a line of dialogue that like, oh, we should go down to the bank, and then you shoot him in the leg, and he instantaneously goes out of the specific animation and line of dialogue he's saying to react in real time to exactly where you just shot him. Like, I've never seen that before in a video game, so that's pretty revolutionary. If that is what I
Jones,
was
you are
looking
much
at.
more impressed by that than I am.
That's what I'm saying is I'm not impressed by it now. When it first happened, I was like, oh, wow, look at that character model and how we're interacting with it. And now it's like, I don't think we did that. I don't think we... Could you just shoot him in the head in that scene?
Yeah.
And then he would just die and
Yes.
stop talking?
I'm going to
You
say
know,
we
it's
can
like-
shoot him in the head. That's my guess.
Yeah. I think there's a little smoke and mirrors with Blood and Truth. I'm kind of nervous about that. The more
Blood
I
and
look
Truth.
at that game... and
Smoke and mirrors.
Blood and Truth. Truth and Blood. There's another Blood game. Bow to Blood. If you had Bow to Blood and Blood and Truth in front of you right now, Blood, what would it be? What's the Blood take on the
and
Blood
Truth.
games?
Whoa, what's happening?
Let's talk about The Last of Us Part 2. This
So
is the
it's
reveal
Last of Us,
trailer.
Yeah, the old trailer. Okay.
So we'll dip back into the pre-show beforehand, but let's just go through the stuff that they announced specifically at the press conference.
Sure.
Far Cry 5 co-op, not a ton of surprise there.
No
Didn't
surprise to
Didn't
that.
really show off any vehicles that we hadn't seen before. It's just like you're playing with your friends.
Yeah.
And the text messaging back and forth is like,
That's a dumb trailer
I think
thing.
we generally despise that kind of like fake, like, let's play a game together. Gosh, are we having fun right now? So it kind of had that vibe a little bit.
It was funny because that was fire is close. Like that's close to real speech, but then the other thing was, let's do it again tomorrow!
Yeah.
Exclamation point, which nobody would ever say. Yeah, they were like close. They were close to real
You
speech.
explaining lore at this point? or
Just
something?
imagine like texting Kyle, let's do that tomorrow. And you're like, dude, I'm busy tomorrow. I can't know.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, we'll play this again in a week. You know the schedules that we have. Boy, Druckmann with the dramatic lighting.
Yeah, you know what, Jones, I was put off by the way that was introduced. Jim Ryan coming out and saying, here's some third-party games that have options that are only available. I mean, can't direct quote it, obviously. Only available on PlayStation. That was weird.
It's interesting. I'm trying not to read too much into the.
So they're talking about there's a whole new tech powering this.
Oh, crazy. Okay. And apologies, I know there's so much to reveal and so much to talk about. We got pre-show, show, post-show. So I'm sure there might be questions we're having that are being directly answered with them talking, but we only have so much time to get through our impressions and all of this stuff. So thank you, people who are filling this in and being patient with us. But I can't help but read into the importance of the games in relation to Sony and the order that they announced them.
Okay.
So we start with Far Cry.
Yes.
Which I'm assuming at this point doesn't have as much clout as a COD or a Star Wars Battlefront.
It does not.
Then Destiny 2. Then Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Surprise, Monster Hunter beats Destiny, and then COD, probably selling more than Monster Hunter, coming out beyond that, and then Battlefront, which is, days away.
Yeah.
Creeping up after that.
Just the big helmet, man. That's my only impression from that.
Yeah.
Because it seems like everything else, we've seen a lot of, it was like a recut of a bunch of trailers, I think. Maybe two. Not enough from the campaign.
Man, if you were to tell me in their third-party offerings between Far Cry 5, Destiny 2, Monster Hunter Worlds, COD World War II, and Battlefront, that Monster Hunter would be the one out of those. And I'd be like, did you see that new Monster Hunter stuff?
And here's what to note from that is Monster Hunter just went raw gameplay. Behind the camera.
I did like COD. I do like, granted, at the end, they were just like, check out this map. You can only get on PlayStation.
That's what that trailer was just for the map, though.
But I do like the simplification of it. I do like seeing them come into the village, seeing the multiple perspectives, playing up the fear. Imagine that, man. Imagine being in World War II and walking into a village like that, not knowing where the enemies are.
It was a multiplayer trailer, though. I wanted that. I wanted the I wanted the campaign trailer, and we still
just a little slower pace than some of the COD World War II stuff that we've gotten so far.
Sure.
What were you saying?
So looking at that Last of Us scene again, I think that the characters that it was dragging the person away, I think that those were fireflies, and then what they meant by apostates was the two girls had left the fireflies and they were like hunting them down. The third girl that they hung, I'm guessing, is another character that we just don't know anything about yet.
She was featured pretty prominently.
Yeah.
Definitely getting some
She's probably
T2
like
Linda
a
Hamilton
main
vibes.
character of some kind.
Because of her muscular arms, you mean?
Boy, wouldn't that be a shakeup in Last of Us Part 2 if you play as like a bunch of people? You know, it's not really.
They mentioned ensemble cast being an important thing of the first game, not just Joel and Ellie. But
crazy, even if they pull an MGS2 where you start as her, you know, and it actually takes a while. Because they love to do that in the first Last of Us. They would definitely like separate them, you know, at points and make you long for the other character and wonder, you know, what they were up to and wonder about their condition. That like I could see Naughty Dog being like, you don't get to them for 5 hours. You know?
Yes, draft your tweets. I really think that's the intro of the game.
Wondering like, oh man, I'm too into this game.
Yeah.
You know, 2 hours into this game, where the heck is Joel and Ellie?
I think that's the right thing to do. To be honest with you.
Destiny 2. Expansion, whatever, you know, can move on. I love that point in every Destiny trailer where now it's just going to be people running and jumping and shooting. You know, like now, like we've done all of the world building we can, you know, showing off the environment, possibly new enemies, you know, your villain, and then now for just a lot of.
You know what's not fair about a Destiny trailer is watching a guy shoot enemies once and they die.
Yeah.
Just like the greatest hunter since the Vanguard age, and he's just like getting headshots like, I killed him, I win. Like, nah, dude, that's not how Destiny works. He looked cool though, cool design. And I like Destiny taking a story angle in a trailer. While it's cheap to say this guy was the greatest hunter, is he gonna be on our side or not? Sorry, they're not called hunters. What are they called?
Guardians.
Thank you. That's cool. At least it's a setup. It is at least a setup. Something to get you interested in DLC, and so yeah, it kind of serves its purpose.
But only you
can know about this.
Only you.
So you hear that? We're counting on you. Otherwise, everybody in that world is screwed. Onrush. I'm excited. I'll play that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to have more
boy,
details.
Do we need that vibe. Oh,
I do feel like
yes.
I feel like that's probably, especially because one of the evolution guys, his name is Rushy. You know. So I think that there's a fairly good chance that is the evolution team, because I mean Codemasters, there are other teams. I mean the F1 team, you know, they just put out a game. The Dirt team just put out a game. So and they just did Micro Machines as well. So it feels like it has to be those guys from the MotorStorm background.
And
Onrush is
MotorStorm
2 words?
vibes.
What?
Oh yeah.
Or did somebody like? Is this a direct link from Sony? Weird.
All right, Damian's about to play us a trailer.
Definite MotorStorm vibes. Almost kind of felt like that original MotorStorm trailer.
When
Lots of trucks
when you had the
landing on other
motorcycles
trucks
mixed
and
in
pushing
there,
them
I'm
out of
like,
the way.
that was the shot. They're like, oh, yeah, got it.
So cool that, you know, in the PlayStation 3 era, we got this infamously CG MotorStorm cutscene, and now the first time we see this, like, that's definitely gameplay.
Yeah.
And that looks cool.
And also, you know, it's clear that it doesn't look bad, but it's probably on a lower budget, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's fair, Blood. I think you could say that. It sounds like a mean thing to say, but I think you could say that for sure.
It just looks crazy, and we go directly into gameplay. Like, that's just clearly the best way to sell this game. The vibe, I thought, just the song and the energy of the trailer, how long it was, the gameplay clips they chose, I felt just were right in line with the energy, the vibe I was getting from this game.
This is my kind of racing game.
It didn't
tubes to go in, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't seem like I'm being coerced in any way, or kind of like.
Well, I feel
we still have yet to really get to the heart of this game.
I feel like this game is probably not as open as it looks. Like, I think there's probably still a track.
Oh, for sure.
That the shots are kind of, you know.
Sure.
keeping you from seeing.
Oh yeah, we're definitely on a specific track here.
But I think that is
definitely
one
see
track.
borders.
I think they show one track for the whole trailer.
And we're seeing some tricks there. I wonder if you get points
saw
or
tricks,
something.
Jones.
If like,
Yeah.
you know, you're trying to smash people off the road, but also like get a trick
What
in
a
midair.
good summer game. That's so cool. That's a good summer game. I wonder if there's a platform announcement. I assume everything. For that
And I feel like that
one.
really stood out to me in this. You know, not that this is going to score higher or you know I'm going to enjoy or spend more time with these games than some of the other things. But that was a nice, different. I just thought that stood
like you
out
said,
really.
variety. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was a really good variety.
Yeah.
But getting back to games that we're excited about that we wanted to see more of. Kyle, you wanted more Spider-Man. You got more Spider-Man. You wanted Peter Parker.
I wanted
you
Peter
got
Parker.
Peter Parker.
And Jones, that shot where it's clear we're playing as Peter Parker when he's just like, it looked kind of like a dorm. It looked like a college area that he was just walking around in. Just camera behind Peter Parker. Just
second half though. Second half, not first half.
Yep.
Second half.
No points.
Lost that one.
And I was excited. It was 9:28, and I'm like, oh, we're in the first half. Like, no, this is a short press conference, Kyle. Yeah, that sucked. But anyway, yeah, great reveal for Spider-Man. Great story reveal. Good music. Set the stakes. It was cool to see Mary Jane. Damiani's playing it for us. This is a great trailer. This is an incredible game. It's
I
really
love starting in New York. I think almost all the trailers we've gotten for it just start with a wide of New
Yeah.
York.
Love the city.
Like
Yeah.
always kind of setting like, yeah, we're gonna get into some specific moments, but
But second shot, intimacy with Peter Parker.
This bug on the trailer is hilarious, though.
PlayStation 4 exclusive, just so you know.
It's just like a sticker on a box kind of thing.
Yeah. Is that Mary Jane or not Mary Jane? Is that Aunt May?
I think so. I think
yeah. Oh yeah, because he said Aunt May knows him because he works the villain. He's like in the beginning when he's webbing around.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like the bad guys. What's his name, Mr. Nishima or whatever his name. He's like, no, he works at the shelter, whatever,
Yeah, you're right.
with Aunt May.
So I think that's not a dorm. I think that's a shelter. This is sick. Just man, destructive. And
Yeah,
Peter
little
can't do anything
shocker.
to stop it.
We saw Kingpin before, but we get we see him in person, not just on a cell phone.
Yeah, so the demo we saw at E3 actually takes place after this because Kingpin is in jail during the E3 demo.
So this is probably still very early on.
Mr. Negative, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
Considering we focus on Parker, I mean, this is not a negative for this game, but like I was surprised.
Jones, I don't know.
No,
dude.
yeah,
That's
no,
just
you
a
were moving
shot?
that. She was moving that camera. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is it. Yeah, and that would be actually really exciting if you were. And I got that vibe from the first gameplay demo that we saw. That like is more of like a team vibe. It's not just Peter going in. Like he's got backup.
Right.
He's got friends.
Well, then
Like, I'm-
focusing on Miles too.
Yeah.
Being inside the apartment is such a, I really, really want, and this is such a nitpicky thing, but I really need to go in there voluntarily, not queuing a cutscene. I want to be able to
Yes.
just go into the apartment and just hang out there.
And like add things to it throughout your adventures.
Or, yeah, you see things change.
Yeah.
Like maybe his suit changes and stuff, and like you see him like have his different suits.
Great final line, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
you need a breather? Like, yes. Yes, Spider-Man, I need a breather.
Was it
dude.
cheesy? That's that cheesy trailer ending line.
Oh, that's
Boy,
cheesy.
that was
That's
pretty
pure
great.
cheese. Yeah, that was cheese. I don't mind that kind of cheese, though. That was perfect cheese.
Yeah, the actual reveal of Spider-Man himself in that trailer was I thought it was gonna be a little more oomph behind it. They just kind of cut to Spider-Man.
Sure. And you know what I think would have been a good reveal is that Mary Jane section. Because I bet that's the way it works gameplay-wise, is there's some sort of hostage, there's some sort of like armed people are like creating a crisis, and you have to survive up until Spider-Man shows up, and they're like, okay, now I can fight, no more stealth.
But I would even be down for playing a character and you can see Spider-Man in the background just flipping around and doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and you're just like, gotta stealth and get out of here. Or like open up that door so he can get in there.
Yeah, but like pacing-wise, I can see that being interesting. Is that
Yeah.
you're not this powerful Spider-Man all the time.
Yeah.
And it gives you a greater appreciation for being Spider-Man when they take that away from you. And you
But some of the best moments in the Arkham series were when you were Bruce, you know, or like
Yeah.
you were flashback or dream sequences. And so like, I think that's very smart to shake up the superhero model.
Yeah.
Now, especially going back and playing that stuff. I can't believe that's not based on anything. It's not called Spider-Man, you know, Revolutions. It's just Spider-Man.
Yeah, we need to like stop and remind ourselves of what this game is every time. It's so crazy.
It's such a
That's
unique,
so
it's such a
crazy.
gift. And I got what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. Not only did I get a new scenario from Detroit, the trailer was. I love how they showcase that.
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
a very tricky thing to do. It was kind of like we were talking about with Days Gone, where it's like this seems like there's a procedure to this game that's very hard to distill into a short period of time. And I think they did a really good job of showing that scene, and obviously it's dangerous because you're spoiling this new scenario that we're seeing. You know, it's like, okay, now we know that's in it. Now when we play this game, and it's like, and now introducing the character of Kara, you're like, well, I know what the next 3 hours of this game are going to be.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have to, save her from this. I mean, we could kind of see it coming with this creepo.
You're right. I said we're going to kill this guy immediately when we
this
saw
creepo
him.
living at home, with his kid. But at the same time, you don't know how your scenario is going to end. You don't know specifically what Kara did to get to those moments.
Yeah.
And that's what I think I really enjoyed about the demo. That granted, I played more times than I had expected. That you see a lot of these small decisions that she's making in the beginning, but all of that stuff. Because like at the end, she's trying to defend herself from this guy.
Yeah.
So I imagine her going around and cleaning up the house is an introduction to like where the doors are, where the exits are, what objects are just kind of lying around that could be used as weapons.
Good point, Jones.
They could be used in self-defense.
Yeah.
And so even having these little things of just like cleaning up Chinese food seems innocuous, but actually all of these little details that, getting them right or learning about the environment. Love the little red flash when she's in danger.
Yeah.
That it's almost kind of telling her like, defend yourself. She's like, no, I'm I'm property. He owns me. I got to play along.
And I like when you're working against your directives, the UI is all like shaky and red. That's kind of interesting.
Because I think one of the things that I'm proud of a trailer like this attempting to overcome, and I think successfully doing so, is the fact that robots wishing they were human is done. I think we are not only in a part in society where we've had a lot of stories like that, specifically in pop culture in the last like 2 or 3 years. I think we've kind of revisited this. Westworld, Human. There's so many shows that have dealt with this.
Yeah.
That the whole concept of them just being like, but I really want to be real. It's like that can be in this game. That's fine. That is a part of this. But as far as selling it, this is what I'm talking about. This is a fascinating moral argument.
Yeah.
or of not only when to draw the line, to not be like, hey, I'm going to protect this girl. Obviously, we're all probably going to in some way or another.
Yeah.
But how do you do it? When do you strike? How do you, because and not only like getting her away from this situation and maybe harming this man, possibly killing him to save this girl, then what? Then what happens to her? What happens to your character
I bet
model?
that's the rest of her story is what happens to Kara after actually this situation.
Is this the Kara we're playing as, or is this a Kara we're playing as?
Yeah.
And I think
I think that's the interesting question I had too is, okay, so she was broken, but was she repaired or is she a different model?
Yeah.
And she's the one we see wandering around in the other trailer. She says, "I'm Kara," and she looks into the camera. I forget what she always said, like how they all, and this is my story or something like that. That's clearly after this. And so I think she goes on the run after this. I think she gets apprehended or something for the action she decided to take here.
Trailers for me, especially with dealing with something with plot and setting up premises that you're not necessarily going to see the payoff of. It's all about questions. If your trailer's over, if Ghosts of Tsushima is over, and I'm wondering what's combat like, what's stealth like, what are the characters? Is that the only character we play as? Whatever how does the level design work? Like my mind is just spinning. And plot wise, thinking about Detroit, I'm now like, okay, I wonder how these systems work. If you get a report from somebody, because it's one thing if like, oh yeah, I dropped my phone, give me a new phone. And like, okay, there's places you can go to get your stuff repaired. What if you call this company and you're like, yeah, my robot got decapitated. And you're like, really? Like, yeah, I just, its head fell off. I don't know how that happened. Give me a new robot. Like, I wonder if there's a system within that company to be like, let's make a note of this guy that's destroyed his 5th robot. Sure. Is that something the company really relies on? Like, because we have been following these characters that are kind of damage control. Like, they got a problem with the robot, they send in a robot. So like, it'd be really interesting to see the militant side of this robot production company, sending in robots to solve their issues. Like, are they just sending in more people to be taken over by the revolutionary robots and then added to that army, or what? How is that going to evolve throughout the story? This company's response to all of this stuff happening, their diligence and how. Like, I think this is the type of game where I might stop and watch TV for a little bit. I might, if I'm walking by a store where a newscast is going, like, I'm going to want to learn about this world.
Because it could potentially pay off, as we were talking about just doing dishes and stuff. Like, everything could eventually matter.
Well, even in the detective demo, there was that weird decision about whether or not to save the fish that had come out of the fish tank.
Oh, yeah. But apparently that one doesn't matter. Apparently that leads to nothing. That's just kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, but I mean, there's bound to be lots of different shades of stuff like that. Even in there, it's like whether you saw the gun or not makes that an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was such a nice
now
payoff.
we've all seen the gun.
I liked what we saw from God of War. I'm excited about God of War. I don't know if my anticipation went up necessarily for God of War. It's pretty much just confirmed.
That was kind of a flat.
Yeah, God of War.
I mean,
Yeah, I think what the goal was just to show gameplay.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to show, as Jones said, multi-character combat, and they knew that fans will pick it apart.
But even just cleaning up that room real quick was like,
Yeah.
It's kinda like I needed that. That was the start and the finish. The introduction to a room, the combat in the room, the exit of the room. I think is
Right. I think
a nice evolution of this campaign.
Stalactite or stalagmite, which one's on the ceiling?
Stalactites on the ceiling.
So, you know, shooting that is kind of unconventional in a God of War way. So maybe that's really like what they were
I do
showing
wonder
off
how
here.
easy it is to target things when you're throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could just kind of mash, just kind of like move the camera around and just
This game
hit
looks
that.
so good, though. This looks
yeah.
so good, and they're saying early 2018 for this.
And so
Yeah,
careful.
shouldn't this be March?
I think it's March. I think that's the best guess, but they're not
But yeah,
ready to
so
nail it down yet.
Yeah, we've got definitely like a range, like a wave that comes out from this. That's probably some kind of upgrade.
And so what's weird is you see the axe change its glow. He started off with orange, and he was like,
Yeah, like there's different modes to it.
yeah. So I think you might not switch weapons, but you keep your axe, and you gain new powers for your axe or new fight styles anyway.
Yeah, so that puts a damper on that bet.
Well, keeping track of bets. Very disappointed you don't mash square to lift that thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like that was the big reveal of that entire trailer. It's just like no more mashing square. You're like, whoa!
I gotta look at that circle sometimes. See if I can read it.
Wonderful transition. Speaking of mashing square or expecting to see a HUD and not seeing it, Shadow of the Colossus we got like quote unquote gameplay of.
Quote unquote
but
gameplay.
you know what?
That
But
was
we didn't get the
direct
HUD.
hit.
But we didn't get the HUD.
I'm
we
sorry.
could see the aim.
Jones,
Yeah,
I want to
sure.
move on first, or not move on. The
just didn't
sting
see-
of that trailer was bad, the God of War. I totally forgot. You just hear like some creepy singing, and the kid's like, what is that? And then they like
Oh,
show
but
some like
They
witch.
had a little bit more that they cut away from. We saw a wide shot.
No, they showed
but in
it.
here they didn't show. Yeah.
They show it. They showed like the witch with the glowing eyes, which is absolutely in what they showed at E3. You absolutely see that exact
Yeah.
same character in the E3 trailer. So like not a revolution, not a good thing to end your trailer with, I think. Sorry, going back to the game we were just talking about. Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, it is weird not to see the grip meter.
And it just captured from PS4 Pro. So yeah.
And chat
is
said it's
game.
coming out in February. They locked down a release date for this, February
neato.
6th. Yeah,
February 6th. Wow.
Really?
yeah,
Whoa.
ready to go, baby.
Is this a different trailer, Damiani? What's going on?
Different trailer.
Yeah, this is the opening shot of the game right here. Walking along the cliffside.
Do you want to watch this too, Damiani?
Yeah.
Okay.
The score is so good. Yeah, boy, was that forest effective. Because
Yes.
I gotta be honest. The first couple shots I saw from this, I was like, oh yeah, that looks good. But boy, I haven't played this game for like 4 times. I don't know. I don't know if this looks so good that I'm gonna take the 10 or so hours to like get through the whole thing again.
It is a quick playthrough though.
But when you see when you see an environment where it's like, whoa, this is a new environment. Like, no, this is just the forest. You know. This is just the opening of the game right here.
I think Blue Point's next game is going to be their own game. I think this takes them to this level where they feel confident in making their own games going forward. No more remasters. Like, this is so good looking.
Crazy. It's just.
Is this shot for shot?
I don't remember this shot. Yeah, you just couldn't do that much foliage on the PS2. The forests were just kind of like trees and a ground covered.
Look at that shot, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
This is a very good trailer.
Yeah, this is definitely more of a journey, I think, than what we saw before.
But I'm glad they put gameplay in the press conference. I'm glad this trailer exists, but I think they made the right call for what to put in the press conference.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
this theme.
This is the intro of the game.
Yep. Solid. But still, we're really focusing on the visuals. Leads me to believe that there's nothing optional in this. Because they wouldn't say, if you got like another boss, Damiani, or another, just something that was not in the original game, like we would know by now.
Yeah.
I don't think you say that for the very end. They're just, the visuals are their biggest sell.
Holding up chunky a little bit.
Yeah, a little framing there.
A little chunky.
Beautiful. And there we go. That wraps up stuff that was in the actual
Shadow
press conference
of the Colossus
itself.
Wow. I feel a little bad for being so skeptical about that.
About Shadow just in general?
Yeah. I think previously I said, like, look out, it might be a stinker, but way off base on that one.
I think it's funny that they put a disclaimer at the end that says 4K display is required to watch in 4K.
Not necessary. That's so unnecessary.
So let's hustle through the pre-show.
Hustle.
Because we talked a little bit about stuff that was happening as it was happening. But
Yeah, and nothing too huge from the pre-show. Yeah, let's do it.
But some fun sequel announcements, some fun Ultralings was my highlight. But Guacamelee 2.
Yep,
pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Fun announcement. Good thing to start with, I think. I like the comedy in the trailer as well.
Yeah, I do feel like that game needed more of a hook. Like Guacamelee, great game, but when you just see, okay, it's more Guacamelee, and that's gonna be good.
It's kind of where we're at with Spelunky as well. Just like, okay, another one. We're going to the moon.
Got a hook.
Oh, you're right. It's got the moon, so that's what it needed. So Guacamelee had that.
Spelunky actually, absolutely.
It does look like he's been like hanging out on a couch. Or like a lazy boy or something, and he gets called back into action somehow, but otherwise, I'm not really sure.
The Gardens Between. Little two-person island spinning puzzle solving game.
Oh yeah, this looks very cool. Thank you for reminding me of that.
And I didn't really focus on co-op. I wonder if it is co-op or you're just controlling.
I feel like you're controlling both characters yourself. Yeah, similar to Brothers or
and
something.
The time control, I wonder if it's like you here control this thing while you here like records this or something like that. Yeah. But it's a tale of friendship.
And I thought sold well. Was sold well.
Yeah.
I think the art style looks interesting, and they look like interesting characters, and definitely a world I want to learn more about.
A story of friendship.
Rather than a story.
Yeah, it looks. It's like their treehouse got washed over to this.
And look at their Famicom. It's so funny. We have imaginations. What are you imagining?
Yeah, it actually kind of does feel like this isn't like a real place necessarily.
Oh, it's not. No, for sure.
No, they're definitely in some weird dream state.
The beginning is real when they're little treehouse, but then it's like, what can we imagine?
And it looks pretty chipper right now. I wonder if it gets and we have time of day, so I wonder as we get into.
Do you see that? You like go forward and rewind to make the saw go up and down.
Yeah. Why though? Just make the saw go up and down. We don't need a time mechanic for that.
Oh, stop it, Kyle.
All right.
But I wonder if this game.
So there we saw
stuff gets serious.
We saw the two of them walk backwards, like on different planes. I assume there's a lot of puzzle aspects of controlling both kids. Looks cool. That is something I would play.
Yeah, I got kind of a with the logo and the font and everything. I almost get vibes of what's that mobile game where you were nominated for a Game Award? Actually, was it not Monochrome or something? Echochrome? No.
Echochrome's a game.
It's kind of like it though.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, Chad. What's the game I'm thinking
Monument Valley?
Monument Valley.
Nice.
Kind of.
I hear you.
Got Monument Valley vibes a little bit there. Hong Kong Massacre. Was that Max Payne looking
top down?
Top down.
Yeah.
Top down twin stick, very Hotline Miami, except like super focused on its cutscenes and its visuals.
No, I mean,
a little too dramatic. It was a little weird.
I think that's the Hong Kong aspect. It's like just all the crazy
triad
stunt
wars.
work and
Be interesting to see the tone of that moving forward. We're getting Loco Roco 2. Speaks for itself, I think. Yep. We get new content for The Sims.
Vampires.
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 It's weird how like sexual The Sims is. You know what I mean? They have a hot tub and a just like The Sims just like jumping on each other. Like they know what Sims people are into, and in the trailers
They're into that
like,
woohoo.
Go for it. Go for the woohoo.
They're going for the woohoo.
Is that what it's officially called?
I remember a Sims trailer calling it woohoo.
Yeah.
The endless pursuit of woohoo. I think I remember seeing that verbiage in a Sims
Sell
trailer
it,
before.
Sims.
Tennis World Tour rocked you to the core, Kyle. You did not see Tennis World Tour coming.
Didn't see it coming.
Anything more to say on Tennis World Tour?
Yeah, we learned that it's from the creators of Topspin, which is cool. It's always cool to get an old team to do what they're best at, and so I'm more excited than I was from the trailer because it doesn't look outstanding. It doesn't look like MLB The Show. Look right here. This looks to me like a budget priced game. This looks $40 to me.
Yeah, and I wonder, and that might be a smart play, But at the same time, But at
the same time, if you're gonna be a budget game, why focus on like these hyper zoom ins?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a bad trailer for the game.
I think bleeding edge visuals is not the play to make with the tennis game like this. I think modes. I think really playing up the fun accessibility of because if I'm not into tennis, but this is at a discount price and it's kind of like hot that week and everybody's playing it on PS4, like I might jump in just to like play a round or two if it's got like crazy modes. But if it's just straightforward 1v1 with tennis pros I'm not really that familiar with, I don't know. I don't know if that'll really strike.
Price accordingly.
Then we got Megalith and Bout of Blood back to back. Megalith, I don't really know if there's anything more to say. Be the god, be the
Except
monster.
I heard Damiani call it an arcade shooter, and we just saw his bare hands.
On desk. Yes, an arcade shooter. Well, it's first person. So I wonder if that guy's more melee, but maybe other gods are projectile based.
No, we're not gods yet.
It's got a big wheel.
We're Titans, and then we become gods
shoulder.
if we win the tournament.
Oh, so the Titans themselves become gods, or we?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
The Titans become gods.
Oh, okay.
If we win that
is God New Game Plus? Can I go back then as a god to play the game, or is that the sequel? Do I have to wait for Megalith 2 to actually play as a god?
It reminds me of Primal Rage. The setup to that. I would like to play Primal Rage in VR.
And then Bout of Blood. Now that I've reminded myself what Blood and Truth is, Bout of Blood is
Space Pirates, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're looping back around now.
Yeah, it's tough. There's with all these new titles, it's tough to really commit.
This is the one with
okay.
incongruous music in VO.
And and this is actually an interesting trend. We got Dreadnought, which is fun, which I've seen featured.
There is another Sky Pirates game that's very Skies of Arcadia looking. I forget the name of it.
Wait, is there VR for Dreadnought?
No.
Oh, okay.
But just this idea of kind of like a ship shooting multiplayer giant, ship vibe. Yeah, maybe chat can help with that. What that other game I'm thinking of is, but an interesting trend.
Yeah, to be honest with you, this looks like annoying management to me. When we look down and okay, now I got to pull out my gun.
Guns of Icarus?
To handle these little guys that are here.
Yeah, I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, there's a ship, so let me access this. You know what I mean? It looks like a lot of management as opposed to just flying. Well, maybe it's a tight trailer. I don't want to be critical of it yet.
But I think I need the relationship between you piloting the ship, you shooting, you using the weapons. Didn't look multiplayer, but maybe it is. Maybe be cool to have Sea of Thieves style, somebody at the controls and somebody on the guns. And
I think you're in control of everything.
It looks that way.
Yeah.
And there's a brief little shot of you pushing a button, but it's I don't know what that did, and I would have liked a little more detail there, explaining what's happening. But what I did need more of, what I got just enough of, Ultra Wings. Ultra Wings.
So what was the opening shot of Ultra Wings? Because I heard a lot of excitement. I heard just Pilot Wings. It's Pilot Wings.
I think you were just taking off in a plane. And
okay. All right.
Yeah. Because it was clear that the vibe I get from this is that the environment that you are flying around is an environment you're constantly doing stuff in, and so that's attractive to me, that you can get to know this map.
I love this stuff. Engage starter, just flipping switches before you lift off.
Yeah, so again, this game doesn't look graphically amazing. It's more just about kind of getting familiar with the environment and doing these objectives and just being in VR and experiencing this. You look at Ace Combat 7, which looks really great, in VR in the trailers, but you get that VR headset, which is not the best model on the market, and the grain starts to come in, and you start to realize, okay, that's kind of doesn't necessarily look as good as it does in trailers, which is why this art style I think is going to be perfect for a PSVR.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what kind of modes they have in that game. Or looks like they were like teasing some various multiplayer things. Curious to crack that game open.
Good title.
Moss, anything more to say? We talked about Moss quite a bit.
Oh yeah, nothing new from Moss. Nothing new after E3. It's weird they called it an update. I think that was one of the 21 updates. But yeah, nothing new on Moss. But I'm still excited about it.
We were underwhelmed with Star Child, I felt. Need more.
Yeah, that was
Need
weird.
more to know about Star Child before we get excited.
They got to show gameplay. Show that Metroidvania stuff, which is kind of it's really cool to play a Metroid style game in VR when you're in those environments and you're hearing the drips and the drops and just seeing things kind of like sparkle and being in those environments is cool.
Speaking of drips and drops, Stifled feels just kind of a
That's
game
a
we're
good
familiar
transition,
with.
Jones.
Yeah.
Not something we.
Speaking of drips and drops, some of these has to have drips
Coming
and
out
drops.
on Halloween. Very good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got something shadow dropped. What shadow dropped?
It was that sorry, what was shadow dropped? It's the dragon game when you're Rayquaza. Yeah.
That's the one. Ore, right?
Yeah, Ore.
League of War VR Arena.
Yeah.
Boy, that is a generic title that is not bringing up gameplay in my brain right now.
So that was the one you called as a pool table, where it's RTS. You're dropping tanks down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of got a battle royale, Clash Royale kind of vibe from that.
Sure. Yeah.
Where very little horizontal space to kind of like sneak things around. It's really just resource like.
Yeah.
Kind of you see a lot of crazy stuff coming at you. You got to counter it
That
immediately.
might be a fair analogy, actually. I like that.
Probably lots of rock paper scissors stuff going on there. Fishing. Hype level up, down, Kyle.
Final Fantasy 15 fishing, hype up a little bit. It looks like there's
I
more
think
to it.
I think it's not. It's Monsters of the Deep.
I think there might be a little bit too much to it.
Yeah, it looks like there's too much to it.
Like, I don't need a separate character. Why am I just playing as Noctis?
Oh, right. There's the character customization and things. Because, yeah, Jones, when I play a VR game, I like for it to last one night. I'm cool with that. It looks like they want to make it a multi-night game, as you said.
You're coming back.
It wants you to come back, but I don't know if I will.
That big catch is going to elude you, Kyle. Didn't expect Episode Ignis in VR.
Yeah, that was weird.
We're on a boat.
Yeah.
Is that a mistake?
Cruising around?
Chat,
no,
they're
not a mistake.
The first thing they showed was definitely a VR cell. You were in the back of the boat behind him, like, whoa, looking at all the explosions and stuff.
That's hard for me to believe, though. And they show us shaking little Noctis' hand.
This
you're going to want to do that in VR, yeah.
Backstory stuff.
Like, maybe that means something more to you that you want to protect
How much
Noctis.
older is Ignis, anyways? Because he seems quite a bit taller.
He's the old one. He's the big boy of the group.
The adult.
The mature one, yeah. Chat says mistake, not VR. Okay. Thank you, chat.
Gotta be a mistake?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not in this trailer.
Because it's not been announced that anything is VR outside of the fishing minigame.
But like this feels VR right here, man.
It can't, like,
no.
VR can't handle this right now. PSVR could not handle this.
I guess, yeah. And then now that we're into this, yeah, man, I guess just mistake. Okay.
So, chat, if you don't know what we're talking about.
That's funny because I'm pretty sure they had the logo on screen.
They totally
did.
Yeah.
In the pre-show, they had
it
the
actually
PSVR.
went away and came back.
Yeah.
Because we were like, is it VR? And then, like, the logo came back.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like you watch the cinemas or something, but VR can't look that good.
It's so weird to me how much they're willing to spoil with these DLC announcements.
Sure.
If I hadn't played this game yet, like you're
and Resident Evil as well.
And Resident Evil as well.
Although
I mean,
I understand if you're gonna have Chris as a focus, then you can't really,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get you could do it in a way to where like it's like, oh, Chris is in this.
It's just the PC version isn't out yet. There's a lot of people who are waiting to play this game on PC, and you're just like, oh, this character's dead. It's like, whoa.
Oh, so
Pump the brakes!
Whoever did the Sony YouTube did get it wrong. Onrush is one word.
Ah, okay.
Wow. Blood's got it. Onrush.
Featuring talent formerly at Evolution Studios. So
Nice.
There we go.
Only a couple more. Dead Hungry. We don't need to. Dead Hungry is what it is. We don't need to necessarily focus on that.
It's coming out on Halloween as well, which is interesting.
Spelunky 2 we talked about. Still more details, but we're going into the skies.
Yeah.
Going into the
And I
moon.
think that was the final reveal of the pre-show.
I believe, yeah.
Yeah, they went from Spelunky 2, Fade to Black, and then we're up on the
Ghost
actual...
of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And finally, Invector. Which
Yes. That's the rhythm
Invector.
game.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
That is VR.
No.
No, it's not VR. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Sorry, that one is VR.
that is
Sorry,
totally.
Jones. It is VR, but you can also split screen it. You can also play it on your TV.
That feels like a love and respect game coming out as a podcast in the future. VR or not VR? Like, I don't remember.
Yeah. That looks cool though.
You got to be careful. You got to clearly delineate what is VR and what is not VR.
It's just
and there we go.
Spelunky is straight gameplay, and it's so interesting that the debut trailer is straight story.
Right.
Very, very interesting.
And then those giant nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple of things on our list that we wanted to get to. Sonic Forces was maybe one that we were going to bring up. You know, I don't. That maybe seemed like
that's not even a snub.
A pre-show update, but yeah, I didn't see that in there. Days Gone, I think was the only one that's on my pre-chat list
Yeah,
that we
that's
didn't
weird.
see any of.
It's frankly weird that we didn't see Days Gone.
Do you think it's weird?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Jones, I think it's a problem that having this debut of Last of Us 2, it's unclear whether that's Days Gone or not. I think that's a problem.
Okay.
I think that's an identity problem with those two
I didn't have
games.
any. Well, I mean, it's always been a little bit of a problem for Days Gone, but that trailer looked better than Days Gone by a mile from the first shot. I don't know what you mean.
But do you think? But do you think that's why? Do you think it's a bad idea at this point to put both Last of Us Part 2 and Days Gone in the same conference?
Wait, is this a new trailer or is this from E3? Oh, okay.
But like same environment, we got the woods, we got people with crossbows. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Are they really that different?
Well, not depending on what trailer you're showing. Yeah, so I wonder.
We got busted up old cars
I wonder if
on
they
the
had
street.
the shake up between PSX and this, where they were like, "What are we doing, Last of Us? Are we doing PSX
Yeah.
or are we doing Paris Games Week?" Because it
Like
it
so
can't be
far,
both.
this could be The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think
Now it can't.
Yeah, now it can't.
I think
That guy's walking totally different.
So I think PSX was the trade-off. I think we're getting Days Gone at PSX, and
Sure.
we're not getting Last of Us again. I don't think we're getting another Last of Us trailer again for a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's a smart. I think one of the frustrations that I've heard in the past from developers is taking time away from showcase from making something to show at a conference from the actual development of the game itself, that you can kind of have like a splinter group, separate themselves from the rest of the dev team because they're like, E3's coming up, we gotta hustle and get it ready for E3 or for TGS or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like that cutscene didn't necessarily like pull away from the resources at Naughty Dog working on Last of Us Part 2. Like that seems like something they just kind of made a decision well in advance. Like, okay, that character introduction, that's going to be our next trailer that we show.
Yeah.
The first look we got at Last of Us, clearly not in the game.
I don't think it'll be the game.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That was definitely
Yeah.
just an advertisement. But with
What's
this,
interesting though, looking at this, like chat put it, like this game does look good.
Yeah. But
Last of Us 2 does look better.
It just it's open world. Like I don't think
that's true.
think it's possible for Days Gone to look as good as Last of Us because open world game versus linear single player game. I never thought about that before. You got to separate Days Gone and Last of Us 2 as much as you can.
And like, look at that environment, man. That's like the same place we were in that Last of Us 2.
Yeah. And Dreams, man. I even though we don't get anything from Dreams, I don't think it's dead. I think I think Media Molecule is this really weird pass.
Yeah.
For them.
I think it's one of
for
those,
ages.
I think one of those things where like if you're following it, like there are plenty of updates to see.
Yeah.
Just
and I think
not making the headlines.
I think the game itself is probably gonna have that kind of a launch where it's gonna kind of launch with a whimper, but then slowly get more content and slowly and we'll see big Sony when Spider-Man comes out. No, there's Spider-Man content in Dreams, so like where they'll use other games that they're working on, other possible places to pull assets from to continue. This will be
Media Molecule will have news soon.
They tweeted it officially.
Yeah, Dreams will be something where people ask like, did that come out? Oh yeah, it did come out, but it's still we get more content coming in 4 months that we'll just constantly get these little tiny announcements. I don't know if Dreams will ever get that big stage presence again.
Yeah. Okay, we got a tweet to read from Damiani.
Congrats to all the WWS teams showing at PGW. These most amazing trailers are getting us extra excited to share news soon. #Dreams PS4.
Worldwide Studios.
So it's coming.
Yeah, Jones, I wonder if like this game it's not going to do well, but it's just like, look at what it expands what the PS4 is capable of,
yeah.
and it's just kind of like one of those marquee titles in that way.
And I think VR is the next huge announcement that they made.
They've already made it, actually.
I think they...
So again,
right, but the show off. Like,
yeah.
Look at this game in VR now.
So like Blood says, if you watch their like developer diaries and streams, they've been streaming the PSVR with Dreams.
Great.
Isn't that crazy? Like,
And that's what's kind of tough is we're
Yeah.
like, when are we going to see more? And it's like they show it all the time. You
Yeah.
know, like it's not. It's an interesting game that we don't get an official update on at a big press event like this, but it still exists. There's still more stuff coming out of it. Obviously, as you can tell, like there's
the texture of this game makes me so uncomfortable. Everything looks gross to touch.
it's
all like
it's a fuzzy
furry
game.
and
Yeah,
fuzzy
it's a fuzzy
in weird
game.
ways. Yeah.
And I think the control is one of my major concerns, that it doesn't look like actually fun to move some of these characters around. That if I want to make a demo that is kind of like, oh, these are puppets and you're moving these characters around in this environment and just kind of looking at stuff, oh, that's neat. But I see somebody on a hover bike and it's like, I bet that doesn't control very well. I bet that doesn't feel as intuitive as.
They have something to prove because if you look at, hey, look at
Yeah.
what is it backwards? Because it's shoot, what is the name of the character from Tearaway?
I don't know.
I don't.
Never played it.
No.
Oh, it's like a toy and
Oh, yeah.
I forget what they're called. Iota. It's Iota and a toy, and like that one's a toy.
Oh.
Yeah, if you look at their previous games, aren't super tight controls. Maybe you could say Tearaway's got tight controls, but if you look at like Little Big Planet,
Floaty. So floaty and fuzzy is what it's gonna be the headline when Dreams launches.
when they launch the game, they got to prove, where they launch the trailer, they have to prove it's not floaty. That should honestly be like one of the focuses. It's just like, look, this feels good to play.
And that's why the closest I've ever gotten to Dreams was in the press room at PSX, I think, a couple years back, and would not let me touch it. Like when I was like, "Oh, cool, can I?" And they were like,
Okay.
So I wonder if they're like they've gotten used to the controls, but like a lot of time when people first get their hands on it, and I know some people have gone to Media Molecule and demoed it there. So like I know they've let people get their hands on it, but I think that might be a concern of theirs.
Okay.
That it is a steep learning curve. So they'll roll that out eventually. And Devil May Cry 5 is something we always it's always on the list.
It's coming. PSX is Devil May Cry 5.
Why is it okay? Maybe explain this to me, and apologies. We can wrap up on this. Like,
Yeah.
why is it coming? Why do we know that's going to happen? There's so
Okay.
many franchises that we're waiting on the next update from. Why are we so positive? What happened?
Devil May Cry HD Edition. If you like beat everything, you get the screen that says "See you next game."
Oh.
You like unlock the screen that was not part of any Devil May Cry game, and they added it to the HD collection that says "See you next game."
And that's the
It's
thing. That's
imminent.
what we're hanging on.
Yeah, Jones, imminent.
Yeah.
It's happening.
All right.
See you next game.
Cool.
Is that true, Chad? Is that the exact quote? See you next Devil May Cry is what it says. Yeah.
Nothing from Rockstar. Well, I was maybe thinking going in we'd maybe get another.
Nah, dude, Rockstar is like. Oh, you're right, but though, what they had a trailer during TGS.
Yeah.
You're right. So maybe Rockstar.
Just that
could
reveal
have-
of GTA 5 on new consoles. I was just like, oh, are we gonna get some big. Yeah, I'm curious to see when's the next big announcement we're gonna get from them, or whether they might show up at
Rocksteady people
PSX.
are thinking might show up.
Yeah, Rocksteady's PSX too, huh? Or no, you said Keeley. You said Rocksteady's going to be at Game Awards.
yeah.
Fine.
Cool. That's my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess scores.
Okay.
What do we?
For the conference itself, not pre-show, right?
Yeah.
Though together it's a good package, but
It is a good package, yeah.
We gotta think
and
of the
more
conference.
and more actually happened beforehand than actually happened in the show. So yeah, I can't help but feel influenced by that intro. I think that was a really interesting approach, an interesting way to do it. Just kind of rattle off these things like the indie darlings, the VR updates. Even though there was a little confusion about like what was VR and what was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You could safely say that was part of it. I honestly feel like that's kind of part of the package.
I was pleased. I can't really think there's anything that like upset me. There's anything there's nothing we laughed at.
You're right.
There's nothing we were like, what?
What did we laugh at?
What's
Carpets.
this?
The shot of the carpet.
Yeah, a lot of those weird.
Oh,
cutaway
well, yeah, but I
shots
mean,
of
I'm
living
taking game
room
announcements,
setups
like
and
them
stuff.
them putting an undue amount of focus on a particular game, like them selling something. We're like, okay, Sony, whatever.
But they didn't. Again,
they're-
they didn't do any live demo.
Sure.
They didn't just like turn on a game and show it to us. Everything was pretty quick.
Oh, Erica was pretty silly. Erica, we kind of snickered at a little bit.
We sneered at Erica, yep.
Yeah, what are the Snickers? Star Child, we wanted a little bit more of.
That's pre-show though. You can't snicker at pre-show stuff.
But yeah, I think I might just go B, because of that. Because there's nothing. There was no moment. Even when we were getting like COD and Battlefront trailers, that I was just kind of curious, like what at this point are you going to show off? Nothing upset me. There was nothing. I don't have any really harsh lessons for Sony here. I was like, why'd you do that? But then again, there was, I think, Tsushima is, I think, the only thing. And it was great to see more Spider-Man, obviously.
So here's my theory: is that he starts off samurai, but like the Ghost of Tsushima, he's a samurai no longer. He's ninja now. They're like wearing the mask, just like honor's gone, baby. I'm out for revenge. I think that's like he's stealthing. He's doing ninja stuff, and so I think we're the Ghost of Tsushima. We're presumed dead, but no, like we're a different man now.
Nah.
Yeah. You killed my family, dude. I'm after you. You killed my village.
What's the score, bud?
I think I'm gonna go B-. I think showing Tsushima was good. I think showing Spider-Man was good. God of War I think was a little bit light. I was surprised when that was over, and I think that's the thing. Just in general, like there was a lack of like real strong gameplay throughout the show. And then, a little bit of the presentation parts, like, okay, at 255 titles or whatever, like, what are you even talking about right now?
Yeah.
And a little bit of the production stuff of cutting away to weird things here and there. But yeah, I think it was pretty solid overall. I just, in particular, would have liked to have seen some more gameplay from anything, even just if it 1 or 2 games.
They did 1 or 2 games.
Of gameplay?
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus, God of War.
As if it's still the trailer, though, basically. Like, if it's all, like, prepackaged, pre-cut.
Like a long
Like, we didn't get a
drawn-out.
demo.
I think they just don't do that anymore. I don't know if Sony's done it since Uncharted 4 froze.
Sure.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Just live on E3, just Uncharted, just Nathan Drake could not move.
We did. I mean, the game. No, the controller broke.
Yeah.
You say Uncharted froze. That means like the code.
So that was the
got
controller
messed up
just
to
get
dem-
disconnected?
Well,
the controller just
PSX
didn't.
when he like clipped through the wall or whatever as well.
Yeah, like I think that time is over, really. And do you remember
The end of an era. Cheers.
Do you remember at E3 for Xbox they had people pick up controllers and pretend to do a live demo? That was the worst.
I remember Gears 4. I remember being one of the last, like seeing the dev come out, pick up the controller, and the first time we saw Gears 4.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah, being one of the last.
But
like,
I think
on-stage
Forza at
demos.
E3 they faked it, which was just miserable. We might not be in the era of live demos anymore.
It's fascinating. Like Detroit is one of my favorite updates here. I'm looking at all of the where I was at beforehand and where I'm at now. Like Spider-Man was, on fire for me, but I'm was excited beforehand. And then
I'm still
really needed that extra
I'm
Detroit
very
update. And I
wary
got it.
of Detroit gotcha moments.
God of War was live E3? Oh yeah, 2 E3s ago.
Oh, the amazing one, the orchestra show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they had didn't they have like the 4-cam where they had like the game set up, and then they had like one cam on the audience on the right, another cam on the right on the guy playing, another cam on like the orchestra, another
Yeah.
I remember that was like multiple picture.
So it was 2 years ago is the last time they did live demos.
But that's got to be terrifying. Yeah. What's the score? Bossman?
2016 at live demos? No, it didn't. All right.
That's what they're talking about.
My score is A. No, God of War was just a trailer this last year. 2016 was just a trailer for God of War.
Correct.
2017 is this year.
Oh, okay. All right. Got it. I'm lost in years. Okay. So, right. 2016 did. It's 2 years ago. 1 year ago. Okay. So, my score is A. I think it was tight. I think it was actually a good thing it was not an hour long. I actually really liked God of War being short. If you don't have a ton to show, go for it. I'm so appreciative of keeping something like Ghost of Tsushima under wraps this long.
Yeah.
To save it for a press conference is something I always appreciate. And so they let it sing, they let it be what it is. Spider-Man is just so solid looking, and again, they saved that trailer for a press conference because they know that's a press conference moment to reveal everything that game is, to show Peter Parker. There's bad stuff for sure, but everything was short. Nothing was belabored, and so I think that was a very good press conference. Ending on The Last of Us is a really good idea. I don't think it had the impact that a Last of Us reveal should have had. We should have had our jaws dropped like we did with the reveal of The Last of Us. We were just on the edges of our seats the whole time, and I don't think we had that in this one.
I don't really know if they were attempting the jaw drop. I don't know if Naughty Dog was like, their jaws are going to drop when they see this.
Yeah, I don't think
it
so.
It should
either.
be. That's what they should say. They should say we need jaws to drop. We need people to think of The Last of Us Part 2 as this huge innovation.
I mean, I still think that. I just think at this point, I'm kind of wondering, like, I wonder how.
But
the plot thickens and not like they're gonna do that. You know, it's like
That's what the trailer was.
There's more going on here.
Yeah,
than I
the
thought
trailer
so.
was third party. Yeah, that's what the trailer.
The idea that there's a whole scene here that apparently, you know, from what we see, doesn't really have anything specifically to do with Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, but in terms of like a press conference, I think it was very well designed. I think it was good.
What's the score, baby? Did you
A.
score?
I give it an A.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Yeah.
All right. Damiani, what's the score?
You got to get on the mic, Damiani.
Yeah, he does.
Get up
here.
Get up on it. And then I think we need one more Ghost of Tsushima run. Just one more. I just need it.
Nice.
Just one more
Okay.
time.
Again.
And then we'll wrap it up.
Sony did live demo with God of War reveal. We know. We're straight. It's 2000. That was 2016. They didn't last year at this year's E3.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm trying to remember what I gave Sony at E3.
Mhm.
So it needs to be higher than that.
You gave him like a D, dude. You were super harsh.
So then we'll go with a B.
Whoa.
B minus maybe.
Oh.
No.
B minus.
Why?
Whoa. What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I'm trying to figure that out myself right now. I like some of the announcements more. I felt like they had a really weak E3. I think like this should have been flipped with their E3 press conference. Their E3 press conference content-wise should have been the Paris Games Week conference. So that is my biggest justification for that. I liked what they showed. I liked Spider-Man a lot. Glad they showed it off after it was a no-show at
TGS,
which was a little disappointing, but oh well. Shadow of the Colossus, good stuff. Showing off that gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah, get in there.
Look at Kyle Bossman. There's my lovely assistant, Kyle Bossman here. Such a good assistant. This is really nice, actually. Thanks, Kyle.
No problem.
What else do we have?
Now accepting interns here at Easy Allies to hold the mic. in front of Mike.
I got it.
The mic.
There's a lot of intense stuff they showed in this
It's good
one.
mic placement.
The Detroit scenario they showed was really, really uncomfortable, but like
In a good
because
way.
they're making you trying to feel uncomfortable. And then The Last of Us 2, just like the violence in that scene was like, so they did a good job of like tugging at emotions there, getting me to feel something about the games they were showing. So I like that. But that whole pre-show being an hour and then the press conference being 45 minutes was I think they wanted every game to get some attention there, so I'm not factoring in. But yeah, a lot of games, a little bit more talking. I think they might have listened to us about the balance of don't go rapid fire, allow some things to breathe a little bit. But
Naughty Dog is tweeting character names and actors. Cool.
yeah, they are definitely tweeting that out. So yeah, that's B minus. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Assistant Boston.
One final thing that is not something I thought, because I obsess about order with press conferences. When do you talk? Do you talk before? Do you talk after?
Mhm.
You know, the devs. What was the one weird thing when we got devs beforehand? The devs were like, "Now, just prepping you on what you're about to see." Yeah, Star Child. And then we didn't see anything. Like, what? Like why? Why?
That was in the pre-show.
That was pre-show.
But I mean, even
we
you know,
went to
even-
talk from talking heads to other talking heads to.
But that was still, we didn't get that
CG.
game in the press conference, so like that was their shot to update us on what was going on. And I wonder at what point before this press conference was the decision made to like, I think we need to get on camera because I don't think this is enough, and just kind of prep people on what's
Well,
going
they
on.
had the post-show stuff too, Sucker Punch and Naughty Dog, talking there,
Which is good. I think it's good for the pre-show, and that was good for the post-show. I actually do think that was good.
But what I'm tripping on lately, now that which I thought was interesting, is revealing the developer before the trailer or after the trailer.
Sucker Punch. That was a great reveal.
After the trailer, yeah. So I think that would have been a whole different vibe had that started with Sucker Punch.
It would have.
Here we go.
That's the thing, Jones. They wanted to let the game speak for itself, which
Yeah.
is strong. I think that was very strong.
So I think that I'm thinking about that now, and I've never really thought about that before. Just like when to do that, like to show that beforehand.
Mhm.
So yeah, but you would prefer? You think it was a smart call? You have to
Depends
put it
on
at
who
the
you
end?
are. It
Yeah.
absolutely depends on who you are.
And what the project is, because
Yeah.
this is. kind of outside, like I was saying, like more focus on close quarters combat. Then there wasn't a lot of like jumping from rooftop to rooftop. There wasn't a lot of like throwing weapons at a distance or showing weird things you can do in the environment. Like these are all things I just think of when I think of Sucker Punch. That really focusing on the story. Really starting there, introducing you to this character, and then we'll probably get more of a big gameplay push.
Like it was actually interesting. Even in the Destiny 2 trailer, we saw a Bungie logo. You know what I mean? Like they're still proud of it, and I think that was closer to the beginning of it. But they still think that that's like some waste.
There was one moment when they cut. I can't remember if it was Destiny or not, where they cut to like a wide tracking shot behind the crowd, and it was like boom, boom, and the lights like kept coming up and down. And it was funny because the cue, the beats, like the piano notes or something, were from the trailer, and the room was being lit up because the screen was lighting up. But it almost seemed like that was part of the trailer. To cut to the audience.
Oh, to see the audience. Yeah.
It was a really weird, like trippy moment, and that's always a funny thing in press conferences when they make that decision beforehand. Like, all right, we're going big on this.
Yeah, the director's like, this is good. Go wide. This is good.
Really want to show
this is good. Go wide.
That it's always kind of jarring for me whenever they'll make that cut in black to where like you'll be in the full screen and then it'll fade to black and then you've cut to the crowd but we can't tell yet because the lights haven't come up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden this new trailer will start and like, oh, you like, because they really want to show that screen. Look at that screen. Like, all right,
Chad just reminded me of the Aloy in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Really, really good decision there. Because they've had guest characters, but just Aloy just fits that so well. I mean, that's basically what you do in Horizon.
Have they had guest characters in Monster Hunter?
No,
I always see
guest costumes.
skins.
Yeah.
Because I remember I don't know if it's like the 3DS version. We went like crazy for a couple months there, where they had like your little friend could be like all sorts of different wacko people.
Yeah.
They had the Mario
like
stuff.
Pikachu skins and Mario skins and it's interesting to just get the full on character, and she looked pretty good. It was clearly like kind of a different style. She looked like a little bit different, kind of fitting more into that world.
You got it.
But I wonder how deep that rabbit hole goes. Like, do people like talk to her differently, or
no, dude?
Is she just? I guess you don't have a voice. Like, you don't really. It's just the NPCs talking to you in those games, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. So yeah. So there we go. Ultra Wings, clearly the big takeaway from the pre-post. And during the press conference, we definitely have that to look forward to. And it'd be really interesting. So now we have the whole story. So now that's the story. The story of the PlayStation 4 and PSVR in 2017. You've heard it. PSX is just going to be a party, really. And we're just going to kind of kick back, and really get a chance to maybe play some of these games. Boy, Spider-Man demo at PSX.
Yeah,
Are you going to play Spider-Man at PSX?
I'm going to
Are you going to play it, Kyle?
I'm going to write a tweet that says, "Don't underestimate PSX. They're holding a lot of things from E3 were moved to this."
Draft it.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man demo is there, but I also wouldn't be surprised if it's just the E3 demo for more people to play.
I want it.
New demo.
Yeah.
It'll probably be that what you saw in this trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that's their big fall of 2018 game. I think that's their big fall of 2018. Well, here's the thing. Sony doesn't do fall games that are big anymore, right? I mean, Gran Turismo this year, I guess you could count, but most of their big games are March games.
Not something I've really paid attention to in the past. Interesting.
Yeah, like Uncharted.
Uncharted was kind of summer.
When does Avengers come out?
I have no idea.
They're going to time it around that.
Oh, the movie?
Oh, wait.
Avengers Part 1?
Could be.
You might be right, Dom. You might be right, man.
Win-win. Yeah, a little tease of shocker there, but I thought we were going to I thought when we did the story thing, they were just going to like unleash the kitchen sink of villains, but still holding out.
Shocker. Like a second of shocker. Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely tell that was him. And oh boy. So yeah, lots of. I feel good. I feel good about this. I think that was a fun press conference. And like, as I said, the story is complete. We're just going to kick back and have a good time at PSX. Ladies and gentlemen, we are Easy Allies. Thank you so much if you've hung out with us this morning. We love to do reactions whenever we can. There are more allies. There are 5 other allies other than the 4 faces that you see in front of you. We are. Thank you so much to our moderators, everybody, for policing the conversation and steering it in the right direction here on twitch.tv/Easy Allies. Allies. Thank you to everybody who subbed or resubbed during the stream
There are
today
a
that we
lot.
did
Thank you
not
very much.
have a. Yeah, we definitely noticed those as they were going through. So we really appreciate that. But if you enjoyed this, like I said, we try to do this as many times as we possibly can throughout the year. Sometimes moments like this work out really conveniently, be it a Animal Crossing Nintendo Direct right after we finish a group stream on Tuesday nights. Always appreciated. If you can schedule your events around events we've already scheduled here at Easy Allies, we want to be grateful whenever big publishers do that. But there's all sorts of other stuff that we do. We do reviews. We're going to be playing games tonight. Actually, at 6 p.m. tonight here Pacific time on twitch.tv/EasyAllies.
Halloween
we'll be doing
marathon,
a
baby.
6-hour Halloween marathon. We'll be playing a bunch of spooky games. The actual list of games is still kind of in flux right now of exactly what we're going to be playing.
But we are absolutely doing a full playthrough of Hidden Agenda, which our audience picked for us.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And where do they pick that?
They pick that at
Jones is ready for it.
Patreon.com/Easy Allies. You can go and be a patron of Easy Allies. You can do that $1, $2, $5, $10, and you get various rewards based on that. If you would like to pick the game, get German efficiency in chat, feels good. If you would like to pick the game that we play on Tuesday nights, you can join the Group Stream Selection Committee, which is the $2 goal. Lots of other fun ways to interact with us and support us. But all of this is support. Whether you can subscribe to us on YouTube, whether you just watch our streams here on Twitch, all of that is support, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you to Michael Damiani for being behind the camera and managing all this technically. There's just something that feels good. I just want to say on a personal level, it feels good to wake up at 6 a.m. and just kind of like drag myself out of bed. And Amanda's like, what? And I'm like, remember it's Paris Games Week. Oh, right. And like she goes back to bed. Sophie's like, I'm out. I can't get up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right. And just kind of like put a shirt on and like peek out the bedroom and like lights on. I can already see the screen
up.
set, for Games Week. And like Damiani is here. Damiani's ready.
Yeah.
Damiani's pumped. So like appreciate the work done by Damiani to set everything up.
At like 4:15, we got a message
Donations
from Damiani.
coming in. Thank you so much.
He said like, I'm
Silver
on
Citizen.
my way. Damiani at 4:15 is like, I'm on my way over. So you must have gotten up at like 3:30.
It is a
3:30
long
confirmed.
day ahead of us for Easy Allies.
Yeah.
We're going to do a couple shoots.
I'm not convinced Damiani slept, but he did? Okay.
We usually do our podcast after the group stream. We're doing it beforehand so we can go 6 p.m. Pacific time to midnight tonight. We can end the group stream. Kyle is fading. How you feeling, Kyle? Do you need to rest?
I need to rest.
You need a good glass of water, maybe another cup of coffee, and they'll be ready for more stuff that we're working on today. So you can expect not only stuff in the future from Easy Allies, but more streams today. We hope you come back and hang out with us. If not, thanks for hanging out with us now. We love you, and we'll see you later. Mwah. Have a good day.